Buddy, what's going on? We're here. It's Club Polo. I'm here with my guy. I almost know why I want to say Mike. I don't know why.
So I got the Michelangelo
That
shirt. It's the shirt.
Yo, but this is Las Vegas. Las Vegas owned. He's a food competition eater. Again, tell him. Go ahead and let him know. The name real quick.
So my name is Heavy D, Derek Hendrickson. I go by Vegas Heavy D because there's like 9 Heavy Ds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro.
And there's Heavy D Sparks, and I didn't know who that was, and people accused me of like ripping him off, and I was like, I don't know who this guy is. He's super famous, like 4 million. So he does like diesel truck giveaways, like those. Like he creates trucks, and then him and his brother, they have like a show.
So he just creates trucks.
Yeah. Well, from what I don't know like
Right.
really much about him. And then my nickname Heavy D comes from like I was always a big kid,
Okay.
and I would listen to a lot of rap music, and they're like, oh, it's Heavy D, like the rapper Heavy D and the Boys, right? So like, and everyone's like, just ripping him off. I'm like, isn't that like imitation is the sincerest form of flattery? Like rest in peace, like the name lives on. Like I still listen to Heavy D, right?
Right.
Like,
But though, there's a lot of people who do, use names from famous people.
yeah.
Like Rick Ross, for example.
Oh,
His
really?
name is from that was a famous drug dealer in New York.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and then you have, you got several other people, but those are just some of the names. And
Yeah.
and there's really, honestly, there's nothing wrong with it, because one, you're not rapping.
Yeah.
You're eating
I do.
food.
I do rhyme though. I do rhyme.
Oh well.
Not good. Not good. I just do like voiceovers. I get shit all the time. Like,
You do voiceovers.
They're like, what are you, Dr. Seuss, man? These are like some elementary school rhymes. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Like delicious and nutritious. Like I said, we met at that cookie eating contest at
Right.
the Cookie Plug, and I was like, man, these cookies are delicious, nutritious. And someone's like, cookies are not nutritious. What the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, man, it's just a joke. Like
It's just a joke.
I get it. It was like
Then you should have told her, but they do have the keto menu.
they do. They have a keto
So-
menu, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
For sure. They have a dog menu. I mean, it's all sorts of.
They do. They got it all. But
They do have it all. I was shocked. Like they have it all there.
And when I first met Jordan, they didn't have that full lineup.
Really? What the heck?
Yeah. I've been friends with Jordan for a little while now, and he's been building up, and he's really come a long way. So much props to Jordan, y'all, and just out there real quick,
Yeah.
give the Cookie Plug a visit. They're over there on Decatur and Sahara, right across from El Super grocery store. My guy Heavy D, he sat here and had a cookie challenge there, where how many pounds was it? 4 pounds?
Roughly 4. They didn't give me away. He said like some cookies were 4 ounces and some were like a pound and a half. It all
Right.
depends on like chocolate chips and what the mix-ins were.
Right.
So we'll just call it 4. And then they said each cookie was like 600 to 900 calories. So it was like anywhere from 7 to 10,000 calories.
So he ate a dozen cookies in just over 11 minutes. I filmed the whole thing. I'll post it onto my YouTube here soon. I just did some edits for Jordan there. But man, I was nervous for you during that.
Why?
Man, because I was like, for me personally, I was like, yo, that's a lot of sugar. I think I would get sick.
Yeah.
And two, it was a lot of cookies.
It was a lot of cookies.
It was a lot of
They're
cookies.
big. They're
They're-
thick
they're
cookies. They're like
big.
me. They're big cookies. Like I identified as these cookies. Big.
They're big
thick.
cookies.
Yeah, no, they were, a lot of people said the sugar, right? And
Yeah.
I saw another eater go, and my buddy actually went to a different cookie plug and tried it, and he didn't even finish. He got to like 10. He's like, screw this, man. Like, I don't know how you did that. Like, he was getting dizzy. He was
Wait,
like,
so somebody else did a cookie challenge?
they
Where?
called the different cookie plug in California,
Oh, okay, I got you.
and they went and did that. But it took them like double the time. One person finished, and then my buddy was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it.
So did they tell you what it was that made them stop?
Sugar.
The sugar.
The sugar. They're
Really?
like, wow, this is like, and they're like, they thought it was like, because like cookie plug cookies on the scale of like Oreo to like Chips Ahoy are like that chewy Chips Ahoy. They're
Right.
not like that Oreo where it's
No,
like
they're
the
not.
snap.
They're not.
And so like you take that bite, and like the first bite I took, I was like, wow, this is like gonna be really chewy.
It's like a cake, bro.
100%. What do they say? It's half brownie, half cookie. And
Yeah.
so no, with that, it was kind of crazy because then like you saw me drink like over probably a half gallon of milk.
Yeah.
I had that
whole
whole
liter.
container,
Yeah.
and then they gave me that other cup on
They
the side.
did, and then they had a couple of the little baby bottles there for just in case. if
Those
you-
things are crazy, by the way. I put one in my fridge, and I told my wife, I'm like, hey, can you grab that? And so when she opened it, their milk comes in like a baby bottle. She's like, what the hell is this? I'm like, great marketing. That's what that is.
Great marketing, yo. It really is.
I've
So-
never seen that.
So did you try it?
Yeah,
The
it was
purple,
good.
the purple,
milk. It was
purple
good.
milk. Yeah.
It was good.
It was good. It really is good. I think what it is like a lemonade or something like that, but it is really good.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, I couldn't. It makes sense when you say lemonade because I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, what is it? I mean, that's the tough part. Is like, I'm actually gonna go back because a lot of questions we get.
I was going right after this.
Are you really?
I really am. Yeah, I always try to get over there at Jordan's because my son, he's addicted to cookies. So every time he sees the cookies in there, ooh. It's the first thing that comes out of his mouth. Ooh. Like, yo.
They're good. No, but I mean, a lot of people say like, I eat the hot dogs on the 4th of July. When's the next time you pick up a hot dog? 5 to 6 months. It takes me a while to get the love of hot dogs back.
Oh yeah.
But like donuts and cookies, like I felt bad because after like number 7, they were starting to like blend together because it's just the flavor compounds.
Right.
So I want to go back and try like the s'mores again, the cookies and cream, and the
s'mores
the
is
pink,
good.
What was it? The pink elephant.
Oh, so I like the pink elephant a lot. The s'mores is good, and the sugar cookie one. The
Sugar cookie was good.
the
Pixie Junkie?
The pixie junkie.
I like the
Yeah.
peanut butter too. Actually, all of them are good. All of them are good.
They are.
'Cause that's a question I always get too. Can you taste it? It's like, oh yeah. When we have bad food challenges, it's a terrible day. Well, and the tough part is, and like, we were talking before the camera came on
Yeah.
about authenticity. And so it's like a fine line to walk, especially when you're in like someone's restaurant and the food is terrible and they're like, how is it? And you're like, dude, this is awful. And like sometimes they'll like make fun of you. Like I've had restaurants where they've like pissed me off, like lack of a better term.
What do you mean, like
Like I was eating this food. The chicken they served me was raw.
Oh.
And the cornbread
Wait.
was like wet.
That's
Exactly.
I don't know how to say it in the sense of food wise, but I work in surgery. That's unsanitary.
No, it's what it is. I mean, I think they call it an imminent health risk or something like that. Like,
It really is.
If I got sick, like, it's not gonna be a good day.
It's not at all.
And I get it. Like, I'm like, oh, this is pink. And I'm like trying to show them, like, no, it's just because it's smoked. I'm like, I know the difference between my barbecue and raw chicken. Like, I barbecue with the best of them. Like, I've been to Kansas City, Memphis, North Carolina.
Right.
It was raw, and the cornbread was like dripping. And it was dripping like vanilla. And I'm like, do you guys use vanilla extract in this? And they're like, no. And they come back from us, yeah, it's in the recipe. I'm like, yeah, no shit. You don't light a match within 5 feet of this. Like, it's going to just go. So I'm sitting there. I start choking on the cornbread. Not like a legit choke, but like so much vanilla extract that I'm like, and he's like, look, he's choking. He's going to throw up. He can't handle our challenge. I'm like, this stuff is terrible, man. But like, you're going to tell someone their food sucks?
Well, Gordon Ramsay did.
Oh, made a career of it.
He made a career of it. Yeah, because, see, honestly, bro, I don't know if I can really fathom not telling them. And then on top of that, they're making, it seemed almost like as if they made the food shitty on purpose.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes you're not going to convince me that they're like, oh, like, you've had burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Good, juicy burger's delicious.
Right.
You get that hockey puck. It's a lot tougher to eat. Try eating 10 hockey pucks. Makes it that much tougher to eat.
Oh, I'm fucking bastard.
So sometimes you'll order it medium rare. It comes out. You're like, this thing left pink long ago. Like, this isn't even close to, like, juicy. Oh,
Right.
well, I'm like, they'll blame their chef. And I'm like, no, just call it what it is, man. You're stacking the deck. Like, I get it. I live in Vegas. Like, just shoot it what it is. I'm used to the house taking the advantage.
The house
like,
always wins, bro.
100%, bro.
That is sad, yo.
That's what it is.
So tell me, man, what is with this food challenges that you do?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it? Because you said you have to train for it.
Mm-hmm.
Go run me through the process of this training.
So, like, after the cookie plug challenge,
Okay.
I ate 10,000 calories. I got 4 pounds of food in my system. I don't really want to eat again. So I went to 7-Eleven and got like 2 bottles of their 0 calorie. Gotta watch your calories.
Yeah.
It just had 10,000 calories, so I gotta watch my calories here. I got like a half gallon of water, and like 2 of those Powerade Zero things,
Mm-hmm.
drank them within like 30 minutes just to fill up my stomach and just sit there and be miserable for the rest of the day.
Man, and does that help run your system?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as like, let's say you get to your next food challenge.
Yeah.
How far do you space them out, or do you?
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it, and a lot of people that eat day after day after day, like you've seen these people, they're usually getting rid of it, like pulling the trigger and just going on to the next one. Me, I don't like to throw up.
No.
It's not enjoyable to me, right?
Right.
So I have to wait days because I don't want to get back up to 315. That's kind of how I got started. Is I was always like a fat kid. Got to college, discovered beer, women, and pizza at any time of the day. Got to 315 and was like, okay, we got to calm down.
Right.
Lost weight, but I was like, I always missed food, right? Because it's like, hey, I've been a big eater all my life. I was an offensive lineman. Like, I invented fourth meal from Taco Bell before it was fashionable. Then they stole the idea from me. Like, on my friend's 18th birthday, we ate at the local Taco Bell so much that the staff signed a tray and said to our best customer and gave it to my friend. That's how much my friend and I went to Taco Bell in high school. Couldn't nowadays.
He signed a what?
They signed like a food tray.
Oh,
Like, remember Taco
and gave
Bell?
you the tray.
They gave my buddy the tray because we went there so many times in high school. Like, they
Wow.
knew us by name.
That's pretty awesome, though.
Nah, it's like the peak of fatness. Like, you like
but-
might be a...
But they showed appreciation, because I mean, think about it. Not people getting trays signed and
I mean,
handed to them.
one of my favorite stories of my life is we went there and they got rid of like the cheesy bean and rice burrito, or what was it? The Fiesta bean burrito or some shit like that. So they're like, he orders it like 4 of them. And they're like, sorry, sir, we no longer have that item. And he starts going like Hulk mode. And he's like, excuse me, you know me, right? And they're like, yeah, we know you. He's like, I was just here yesterday. You couldn't tell me you were discontinuing this item so I could have bought some, frozen them, and saved them for a bad day? And I'm like, bro, holy shit, calm down. Like, it's one of my favorite stories. Like, he was just losing it because they discontinued his favorite item.
That's funny. I won't lie. I have a favorite item at 7-Eleven.
I love
It's
that.
yeah, I do too. 1 is Slurpee.
Slurpees are good.
And then 2, they got an Italian hot dog there.
Interesting. I haven't had that one.
Oh yeah, you gotta try it. It's really nice. I
tried
like
their
it.
Philly cheesesteak pizza a couple weeks ago. It was good.
I didn't know they had that.
Sadly, so what I love about Vegas is people are so opinionated about their pizza. So I put out, hey, help me find the best pizza in the city of Vegas. So I went to Don DeMarco's because Dave Portnoy rated them the highest cheese pizza.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said go to Good Pie. Went to Good Pie. It was really good. Went to Evil Pie. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. Like,
That's why it's evil.
100%. Like, my job is to finish food, right? Everyone goes, oh, competitive eating, it's wasteful.
Right.
What you do is wasteful. I'm like, I finished my food.
Yeah, if you
Look at most like tables of 4, something's going back. Like whether it's fries, crust,
It is.
salad, something's going back.
it is.
Where my job, it's like, hey, whatever you serve me, my job is to finish. If I don't finish, I'm hating my life, right? Like, whatever. I went in there, the restrooms were dirty. Like, the sinks were backing up. Strike 1. That's like a major one. Like, we go back to the health department. People were telling them there was no like, oh man, let me get right on that, right? Like, you're in surgery. Hey, we got a code blue. We'll get there when we get there. That's not, like one of the...
That ain't finna happen.
100%, right? So I'm like, wow, you guys don't even care. And I'm like, can I get a slice of cheese? And can I get this double pepperoni pizza? They're like, yeah. It's like $59. I'm like, for a pizza and a slice of pizza is $59? I'm like, I get the economy's tight, but Jesus.
At a place that's run down,
Yeah.
12 slices.
8 slices.
8
It was
slices.
double pepperoni.
60 bucks.
The pizza was $44. And I sat there and I'm like, do you have a story for the pizza? And they go, what do you mean? I'm like, is this like really good pepperoni? Is it really good cheese?
Handmade,
like, what's the story?
something.
They had nothing. The cheese came out cold. The cheese pizza came out cold. And the pepperoni was so greasy that I took it off and used it to like cover my bald spot. Like I was like, it was that greasy. Like it was dripping. Like I thought that's what the kids meant when they're like, oh, it's dripping. I'm like, I thought it was dripping.
And this place is called what?
Evil Pie.
It's here in town.
Yeah.
I won't be going there.
I was shocked because like so many people recommended it. I was so let down. Like I want to go back just because I'm like, I hope they had a bad night.
Yeah, it could have been a bad night. We'll get the benefit of the doubt.
I tried.
Did you go back?
Not yet.
He's like,
There's a million pizza places in this town.
I don't know if I can fathom going back yet. You gotta give it.
I think I need to go back when I'm drunk because someone commented that it's really good at 2 in the morning, and I'm like, does it go into that category, right? Because we all know there's that category where it's like, I'll throw it out there, Jack in the Box. I don't know what it is, but you get a couple Miller Lights in me, I'm ready for some Jack in the Box. Like
Best
those
food in the world.
tacos, all that thing. They got the menu for the ADD for days. I'm like, I'm in. That's a training meal right there. You're like, how do we train? 99-cent tacos from Jack in the Box.
Man, so let me ask you, because I'm curious. Is there competitions for drinking any kind of fluids as such?
No.
Just food.
Fluids can be dangerous. That's the thing. Food is dangerous, but fluids get really dangerous. I've seen a few competitions. Like I went to one here, and it was at Planet Hollywood, and it was Joey Chestnut, Matt Stoney, Badlands Booker. They did one. And then I chugged a gallon of soda against Badlands Booker, who's like the world's best chugger. Gallon of Diet Coke. Well, Coke Zero.
Okay. At least the sugar wasn't there.
100%, thank God. No, I mean.
Did it make you, was it carbonated?
We got to hard pour it.
Did it
but
get you
still,
gas? What do you mean hard pour it?
Like, instead of like pouring it like that, we could like pour it and like let it come out harder to try to release more of that
Oh,
carbonation.
okay, I got you.
But it wasn't stopping it. Like there was ain't no stopping us. It was bad.
Which drink was this?
The Coke Zero.
Coke Zero, that's right. Golly, that's insane.
Yeah, he finished in 48 seconds. I finished in like 56.
A gallon.
Yeah.
Golly, that's.
Yeah. And that's with burp breaks too, because like both of us, like, had I not had to burp one last time, I think I could take him. Like he knows it too, because he like told me last year at Nathan's. He's like, I know you want a rematch. I'm like, I do, but I want to choose the drink this time. Like, I want.
So what would you go with next time?
I think I'd go with Powerade.
Powerade. Oh yeah, that's
non-carbonated, something like blue raspberry Powerade or
gotcha.
something.
A gallon.
Yeah.
Give you electrolytes.
That's honestly what you need, because if
is.
you drink too much water, it throws off your like electrolyte balance.
Because it dilutes it.
Yeah.
But you can't have too many electrolytes, brother.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because there's a reason why they're electrolytes. It helps with the electricity currents. Get too much, man, it's gonna go away. Right. You might be getting shots going which way, where they're jumping everywhere.
100%.
But yeah, that's the thing about moderation they talk about. Do you ever get scared that you would ever like have a heart attack or anything?
No. If anything, I get more scared I'm gonna choke.
Okay.
But other than that,
Not health-wise. You're not nervous or anything.
No. I mean, I go to the doctor. I get checked out regularly. I mean, before I came here, I was at the gym for 2 hours. I go to the gym 6 hours a day.
A day, every day.
6 days a week, about 2 hours a day. I start my day with a 3-mile walk. I fast 20 hours a day normally. Like, I tell people 6 days a week I'm the healthiest person you'll meet. Like, one of the health. It depends what you just prescribe to. Because if you're plant-free, I'm not plant-based. Like, I'm more. I'm
gotta
like,
have my meat.
I do like carb cycling. So it's like I'll do days of mainly ground beef and egg whites, and then I'll throw in a sweet potato. But like today is my day off. So before the gym, it was like 3 cups of Lucky Charms, and tonight I'm taking the family out for pizza. Like,
see, I don't watch what I eat. I don't, but I know. I just haven't never gotten to the point where I can consume like that kind of amount of food.
Yeah.
I mean that's a lot, and people are really, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Do you think people are anticipating you to fail when you do these competitions? Like the people who are standing there watching you.
No. And it's interesting you say that, because I've had conversations with other eaters. If you and I walked in to do a challenge, and I'll say you could eat more.
Yeah.
They're expecting you to fail and me to do it. And if we both do it, they're more impressed you did it than I did it, because I'm 6'4", 250. And people have said, well, you're big. You should be able to do this. I've been told that on more than one occasion, because there's other eaters that are small, and they're like, well, you guys both did that. I can't believe they did that. And I'm like,
right.
Okay. And they're like, well, you're big. You don't count. And I'm like, okay. At least you're honest. Like, I'll take that, bro.
That I won't even lie. I that is the little stigma, or a little. I wouldn't say so much of a prejudice towards something.
No.
But
you want to know the funny thing though?
What's that?
If we were like, okay, let's say we're working on a few eating contests. We'll get you out to one, not to eat. I'll be more worried for the skinny person that shows up than like some huge fat.
Why?
Dude. Because skinny people tend to be able to eat more than bigger people. And we call it like a gut,
What?
like
How?
a fat ring. I don't know. There's like some competitive eating term for it. I forget it. But it's like you can't, like if you're skinny, you don't have that wall of fat to push against your stomach. So it can like protrude more. And so if you're heavy, you can't eat. Plus, like the first hot dog contest I ever did was here in Vegas.
Okay.
I just told you I weighed 315 pounds.
Right, you did.
The fattest I ever felt in my life, I was 220 pounds. So I was a full almost 100 pounds less than my fattest life. I ate 21 hot dogs in 8 minutes. I was out of breath, sweating. Looked like Shaq going to the free throw line in the fourth quarter of the playoffs. Like hands on my knees, like gasping for air at a hot dog eating contest. I'm like, there is nothing, like I've never been this fat in my life. Like this is it.
Man, yo, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
could. Personally, I couldn't do it just for one reason. I think I got a small stomach.
No.
I really do. I sat there and be thinking I'm hungry, take a few bites, and next thing I'm like, man, what? I'm full already. But, you know, I got a stomach that ain't worth anything, y'all. So don't, take it to the champ over here.
Well, see, I got like a performance enhancing drug. So when I like
You what?
lost all my weight,
Yeah.
I threw my like hormones out of whack. So I used to have like long curly ass hair, started balding, got thyroid disorder, my teeth started getting real brittly, my nails, everything, like all my
Because you
hair
were losing weight?
because I was losing weight in all the wrong ways. So I like whacked my hormones out, and so I have to take thyroid medication every day. I struggle even before I started competitive eating to ever be hungry or to ever feel satiated.
How did you realize you were suffering from a thyroid issue?
I just went to the doctor for my normal checkup, and they knew something was off. I mean, I don't know the blood work as well, and then they like did the TSH test or whatever, and it came back that it was like outside of the limits of normal.
Right.
So yeah, I take like levothyroxine every day.
Okay.
If you're for it or against it, because some people now are against it and all this
Right.
kind of stuff. So
I mean, to each their own. That's how I feel. If it works for you, it works for you. Whatever makes it last. But, so when's your next competition?
right now I'm training for the World Bologna Eating Championships in Knoxville, Tennessee on May 18th.
Bologna.
Smoked bologna. So
I was going to ask you, is it fried?
No.
It's fried bologna, good. But what do you mean by smoke?
I don't know. That's part of the fun part of like what I enjoy, because I have like ADD, so like I'm really like all about like what are we getting ourselves into, right? It's like hot dogs. I know it's like a
But ain't bologna similar to hot dogs?
yeah, but you don't know what the restaurant's presentation. So think about if we did a cookie eating contest. Are we gonna go get Cookie Plug cookies, or are we getting Chips Ahoy cookies, or are we getting like?
And you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know about that one.
No, because the only research I did on their Instagram showed like a big log of bologna, and I'm like, well, they're not going to give us like a pound of bologna to eat up there. They'll probably slice it thin or something. Yeah.
What if they did give you a pound of bologna?
It's going to make some really good newspaper headlines, I'll tell you that one.
Oh my good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's and
You ever made the Iowa State Fair for having 2 hot dogs in your mouth looking at the camera like that? Let me tell you, that's a great one to wake up to.
Yeah. So let me ask you, do you ever think about doing stand up as well?
No.
No?
No.
No, okay.
Why, what's up?
No, I was just wondering because you know while you were doing the cookie challenge, you know you were pretty funny doing it.
I appreciate that.
You know, so you
Drives
know,
my wife bonkers.
what do you mean as far as like?
Well, she thinks that I could have like finished like Cookie Plug in like
She think-
7 or 8 minutes.
I think you could have.
But I'm like, I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm not just gonna sit there and eat and not talk and have you guys like. I know ASMR is huge right now. To each their own.
Right.
I don't want to hear myself chewing, and I can't imagine you guys just sitting there staring. Especially you filming, man. I'm like, I felt bad. That's why I was like, hey, man, like it's okay. Like those 3 people walked in. I'm like, they did not sign up. They're just a family of 3 trying to get some cookies, and there's
Right.
a thick guy in the corner just, and 9 people just staring at him. They're like, what the hell are we getting ourselves into?
So, I mean, but it wasn't a typical challenge though. It wasn't like a competition, like a race. So, but if it was a race,
No talking.
no talking, I think you could have killed them cookies and like.
And I would have been dunking them. Like that's where it's like I told Jordan, like, because I think he was talking about when they do their grand opening in April, right? They're doing a re-grand opening. He's like, oh, I might have a contest. I'm like, you got to make sure you have the rules to make your cookies look good because people will absolutely ruin them.
They
Like,
will.
you look at hot dogs. It's like a war zone. You take like this beautiful hot dog and bun. Next thing you know, it's just like.
And see, that's what blows my mind too, man. Is because, I mean, I'm just mind boggled
Yeah.
on how you guys do that, G. Like
Which part?
just because like you killed 4 cookies and I believe it was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how y'all can just kill food so fast.
It's not even just for challenge modes. Like sometimes I have to like stop myself to like slow down because even like my normal food, like I'm just like inhaling it and I enjoy it. It's not like I don't taste it. I'm just like, oh
Right.
man, this is great. And then I'm like, oh shit, it's gone.
So what about the one in Nashville? Is that one like a challenge
No,
or
that's
is
like a contest. So a challenge is like what we did at the Cookie Plug.
Right.
Hey, here's 12 cookies.
oh, so this one's a
Eat
contest.
This is a
then.
contest where we're only eating bologna. It's all the same bologna because they have to keep it like consistent for all competitors. So it'll be like 10 of us on a stage. Everyone's getting the same bologna, the same sizes, the same everything. Whoever eats the most in terms of poundage wins, and then they'll take that down.
You got a time limit?
I think this one's 10 minutes. They're usually 8 or 10 minutes. That's like our 2 big standards. But that's where like flavor fatigue really starts to hit you because it's gonna be tons of sodium. I mean, we don't know the contest venue, and this is where it gets tough.
And are you nervous about all that sodium?
No.
Because that's a lot of salt. Okay. Man.
Like I said, I go to the doctor. I
Right.
drink 2 gallons of water a day.
Flushing it all out.
Flushing it all out. Walk a lot. I believe in fasting, and it's like to each their own, like you said.
Yeah.
But the fact that I've been doing this for 4 years, I fast for 20 hours a day. And like I think what it does is it allows my body to be like, okay, what the hell just happened? Let's just put these to use. And then I go to the gym and I walk like 5 miles the next day and they're like, okay, like, and they start using. I mean, I sweat like a whore in church. I mean, you're naturally thirsty because you have so much salt in you. You know what I mean? So you're just
Sweat like a whore in church. All right.
I mean, it's a great gym experience. Like I feel bad for the people at LVAC because like the people on the treadmill next to me, they're like, "You smell hot dogs? Like what the hell is going on in here?" Like the next day, I went to the gym after Cookie Plug, and I was like, man, I was just like sweating. And people were like, "What the hell? Is this guy got like drugs on him or something?" Like he's just like pouring. I'm like, "Sorry, man, I got like 10,000 calories in me." Like,
You got to get it out.
well, the pumps are insane. Like when you go like a post food challenge like workout, like you have so many calories that you just like touch the weight and your body's like just the calories are full in. It's crazy.
Man, that is crazy. That is crazy.
But to eat and exercise, that's the worst idea I ever had. I tried a series called Fitness and Fatness. Because, you know, like I always enjoy being like you said, like, have I ever thought stand up? No. But I kind of feel like I'm the Johnny Knoxville of competitive eating. So I'm like, I'll do anything. What's the worst that's going to happen? Like, I'm not going to die. Like, I know, like, because I'm not doing like juggling a bull or something like that.
Right.
Like, I did a Chipotle beer mile. Every quarter mile, I ate a Chipotle burrito and drank a 25-ounce beer.
Hold on. You said every quarter mile,
Yep.
a Chipotle burrito.
Correct. And a 25-ounce Michelob Ultra.
Chipotle burritos are big.
Yep. They were all roughly about a pound.
How many did you eat?
I got to lap 3.
So you ate 3.
And then we had a soul cleansing experience. And then we ate the 4th one
What do you
and
mean?
finished the mile.
What do you mean a soul cleansing experience?
I think I threw up from my toes to like my nose. Like it was all the way up. Like it was just gone.
That's because you're eating and running, right?
Yeah. And I did like 100 push-ups while eating 100 Oreos. So I'd eat like Oreos and then I'd drop down and do push-ups. The goal was 100 to 100.
That,
And I think it took me 12 minutes.
oh my God, I don't know what it is. I'm yawning like crazy. I don't know what it is, but
We're getting ready for daylight savings time. It's the worst day all year.
my
Spring
goodness.
forward tomorrow.
Something. That is insane, man. So let me ask you this. If you eat that food, right, and you vomit it up later,
I don't vomit.
are you actually consuming any of like the carbs or the calories that are in it? Or is you just, or does that come up with it? Are you afraid of that, you know?
I mean, I try not to puke. I only puke when my body wants me to.
Right. Well, I mean, you really have no choice.
But based on other eaters that I know do it more frequent, they don't seem to gain weight. So I would say it's not.
Wow.
You're getting some sort of nutritional bump, but I mean, your body can't process. The biggest challenge I've ever done was like a 10-pound quesadilla here in Vegas. 35 minutes, I ate a 10-pound quesadilla. It was
Just tortilla and cheese?
no, it was like 5 pounds of meat, 2 pounds of cheese, tortillas, a whole avocado, and all sorts of shit.
Well, at least they gave you some flavor.
Yeah, oh, it was tons of flavor, because the meat was like 1 pound birria, 1 pound carne asada, 1 pound chicken, 1 pound carnita, and 1 pound pastor.
That sounds really good.
It was awesome.
Have you tried Sayulitas?
Yeah.
They're really good too.
So when they did their grand opening, this is actually a story that I thought I was getting punked on by one of my friends.
Okay.
Because when they do their grand opening, they're like, oh yeah, come on down. If anyone can eat this burrito in 15 minutes, we'll pay you $100. I'm like, cool, I'll come down there. I go there. This guy who is probably 4'10", not hating on his size, but like really small guy. I told you, that's who I know can eat more.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we have a professional here. He's going to give it a try, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Let's see. And they like, the burrito they served us for this thing was like fucking 8, 9 pounds. And I'm like, 15 minutes, 9 pounds? That's tough. Like that's you, especially like Cheetos. Because you got to think about how easy is the food to eat, right? Chicken's tough, that's chewy. Barbacoa, oh, that's nice. That goes down smooth, right? Like that's where it kind of comes into play about how hard. Like cookies, softer cookies go down faster than the harder cookies because it's more chewy. That's really. This kid goes, "What are you gonna do to get your ass kicked here today?" And I'm like,
wait. This little kid told you that?
and I looked at my buddy. I'm like, "Did you pay this kid?" I like legitimately thought he's like it'd be like Patrick Mahomes. Like, what are you gonna do when I take
This
your
little
job?
kid told you was gonna get your ass in those verbalish.
Yeah. What are you gonna do when I kick your ass today? And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "You heard me." And I was like, and I looked at my buddy because he was there, and I'm like, "Did you tell this kid?" Like as a joke. Like I thought it'd be hilarious, right? Like,
Where's your parents at?
so he sits down and we start doing the challenge, whatever. 8 minutes in, all of a sudden I hear, "Oh no," and just puked on the table. And I was in tears. I started laughing. So I'm like, man, you gotta learn karma, man. Just learn karma. I get it. I'm 35. I'm still learning karma. So the Vegas story here. 4 weeks ago, I get destroyed on slot machines. Can't catch a bonus to save my life. I don't know if you gamble, but I'm like,
Nah.
I'm like sitting there. I'm like, man, I can't get a bonus. Can't hit anything. I'm only gonna play blackjack. So I go to blackjack, get my ass just kicked, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna put $20 in the slot machine. Second spin in, hit a bonus, win $400. I'm like, weird. Okay, I'm gonna go to another machine, put in $20. 5 spins, win $300. And I'm like, oh, karma. Because I played blackjack, lost all my money, 2 spins on slot machines, win it all back. I'm like, okay, karma. Yeah.
I don't have no kind of karma like that. That is weak.
I do. I run my mouth way too much, as you can tell.
It's fine right now. Yeah.
I'm too opinionated. Like, that's my thing. Like, it's like, I get like, it's like Jordan when he was like, oh, what would you do, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, like you were saying, like, fund the operation. I'm like, is it worth it for Jordan to pay, or like what are we gonna do to get him more help, like more eyes on the business? You know what I mean? Because like I go on Instagram now, every other thing is an ad now.
Yeah.
And I scroll through most, I'm like, what is this even advertising? Because half the things are not even from Vegas anymore. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like I had a place in like Massachusetts advertising me. I'm like, I've never even been to your state in my life. Like I think you're missing the boat.
I don't think it's getting to your audience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
why am I getting a Massachusetts Chinese restaurant? I love Chinese food, don't get me wrong, but like I've never like visited Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, that's the biggest thing for me now that I've tried to like figure out is like, how do we help Jordan? Like I think you met the gentleman from Dom DeMarco. Is like, how do we help these local businesses out? Because there's just so many businesses nowadays, right?
Right.
Like how do we help them grow? Like Jordan's near the Strip. Hey, there's not many cookie shops that I know of on the Strip, to be honest with you.
No, not in the close vicinity.
And it's like,
Close to the Strip at all. The whole way down.
I bet he'd have no problems going to a hotel, dropping 100 cookies at like the front office for people to come and pick up or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's where I try to wrap my brain is like.
I try to get him to bring some to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What hospital are you at?
I don't want to say on.
Okay. No, you're good. No, you're good.
Yeah. But excuse me. Just because there's people, man, that really likes everybody's downfall, and I've
100%.
I've seen people say things to me online like, "Oh man, I'm gonna report you," and I'm like,
Really?
"What? For having my own opinion?"
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So and they'll try and get you fired. So yeah.
And you know what's funny? Is if you have like 100,000 subscribers, they will like give you a high five and you can do no wrong. But when you're like just up and coming
Right.
and trying your best,
Oh, you're
and
the
just
shit.
You can't do right, man.
You can't do nothing.
It's like an
right.
ex-wife. They're just like, you can't win. Hey, I bought you $100. Why not 120?
Well,
Excuse me.
Is this all I'm worth?
100%. That's all I had. I'm sorry. Oh, it's not good enough. Like it's like I find that stuff funny all the time because I'll post something and it's like they're like it just gets ripped apart and I'm like I'm just trying to have fun. Like I've been trying to do like funny stuff to me, like just goofy stuff that I find funny, right?
Right.
Like slow motion, just gross, like food eating and whatnot. Not like gross like that, but it was like the one I posted the other day. It was like me holding noodles, and I was like, when she says send nudes and you didn't understand the assignment, it's me eating noodles, and the guy's like, you're sweating in the video. I'm like, dude, I sweat all the time. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I don't know why you care about another.
What is that?
Sweater.
Why is that your focus? The sweat.
Dude, I've had people approach my friends and be like, hey, can you chug like water and send us a picture of you shirtless for like $250? And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
How much water?
$250 is $250. Right?
$250. How much water are we talking?
Isn't that crazy though?
Right. That is crazy.
No, but do you feel that though? Like if you're a smaller creator, people
No,
are like
no.
more looking for you to fail. But then the bigger ones sometimes like
Well,
you can do no wrong.
Well, that's because how can I say it? Like people, I've heard this one quote, man, and it actually was really a really good quote. It's I don't know who it was by, but they said that what they said is people love to follow somebody, but they have to be somebody who's already famous, whatever. And people love to be led. And you're like, so I feel like when you got people coming at you like that, that's because you're a threat to their favorite one.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time before you get to where you need to be at, because other than that, they're watching you.
Yeah.
They had enough time to comment.
Have you seen that one though too? It's
Which
very
one?
similar to yours. It was like 400 people will watch your story, only 30 will like it. It shows you that like more people are watching you, but not rooting for you type of thing.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing, because like
Yeah, just keep doing it.
there's so many times I've been like I'm over this shit. Like I just want to because like you said, the comments, I'm gonna get you fired, like this
Yep.
stuff, or like people talk about my wife or things like that. And
It's
I'm
like, what does my wife have to do with what I'm doing?
no, 100%. Well, she'll be in some videos. Like we would do stuff.
Well,
with
but
her.
still, towards even the hate, it is stupid, and
Plus, don't ever ask about pizza,
as,
man.
As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I just happened to get a comment on an old video months ago, and the guy was like, "Oh, amateur studio." I was like, "Bro, who hurt you to attack me?" Like.
Can I see your studio, please? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
What are you working with?
What do you have, bro? Yes, it's an amateur studio.
Here's my
But you don't know
PayPal.
what I could do with it.
100%.
Like you'd be amazed at what I could do with this studio.
Which is funny because I showed up, and the first words out of my mouth are, "Wow, this is a great studio."
Man, I was really shocked. And then he commented back, and I think I didn't respond back because at the same time, you don't want to entertain them.
Yeah.
I mean, why entertain a fool?
100%.
It's just going to make you look like a fool.
I just tell them,
So-
"Hey, have a great day, man.
Right?
Hope you find what you're missing."
Good luck. But unless, I will say this, though.
Yeah.
There is those times where I do post something, and I want that interaction.
Yeah.
Because, again,
Helps build it. Haters make you famous.
haters make you drama.
Yeah.
Drama sells.
It does.
But I also like people to know what my opinions are. I am somebody who is not afraid to tell people my opinions and
That's
thoughts. And I'm like, honestly, I want to tell the whole world. So that's also why I have the platform too.
Yeah.
But there is those individuals who like, oh, I'm ready to destroy your life. Dude, like, why?
I don't need help. I can do it all myself. You're good. Like,
Right, I don't need
I'll
your help.
man.
I don't need, like, what is your point? What is your purpose? And it's funny because then you always wonder, like, are you really damaged? Are you that hurt?
Yeah.
To where you just go and pick on somebody else that hasn't done absolutely anything to you, which is also the other amazing part. It's like,
Yeah.
this person didn't do nothing to you.
Yeah.
And you've come with this kind of anger or this kind of hate
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere. How about you just turn the channel?
I mean, I always post things, could you do this? People think they can eat. For whatever reason, like they just think they can eat. Like I posted this picture, a reel,
Mhm.
and it was a 2-foot long slice of pizza. So they make a 24-inch
I'm
pizza,
not finishing
and they
that.
cut it. Well, then 2 people beat it. And it was Joey Chestnut and Jeff Esper, the
Okay.
number 1 and 2 competitive eaters in the world.
Okay.
Joey Chestnut's the 16-time hot dog. They ate it in 39 seconds.
Damn.
This restaurant goes, we know no one's going to beat that. And even if they do, it's going to be like 1 in a million. $10,000, you beat this. Everyone's like, this is easy. I'm gonna go do this. I'm like, then go do it. And they're like, you're an asshole. Like, you asked us, blah. I'm like, if I thought I had a legitimate shot at $10,000, I'll be booking the plane ticket to New Orleans. We'd be going there right now because I will fund it for $10,000, right? Like,
I would only spend like maybe $1,000 getting there.
100%.
I'd be flying Spirit,
100%.
Southwest.
100%.
That's only like maybe $100, $200 flight.
Get an Airbnb. You're in, you're out, and but I'm like
Airbnb. Even then, a hotel room, you're gonna run you about another 150 maybe.
Maybe all in 1,500.
Yo,
Maybe.
That's if you're doing if you want to live stay good.
Well, I mean, knowing me, I gotta go. I love New Orleans. I don't
Yeah.
know about you, so I gotta get the
I've never been there.
Oh.
I would love to go there.
New Orleans. It's like, I don't want to disrespect it, but it's like a shittier Vegas in some aspects, where it's just kind of grimier. Where we're like filthy and trashy, but we're also like glitz and glammy. They're just
Right.
like, we're not glitz and glam. We're New Orleans. Like we don't.
We're New Orleans.
Like,
We're the swamp.
100%. Like the streets are just like shitty. Like it smells like piss all the time there. Like.
But I want to go.
It's old and run down, but like.
But that's the history.
Everyone's friendly. They like respect the tourists. Like I was telling them when I was down there, I'm like, man, you guys still kept hospitality. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, Vegas left hospitality a long time ago. Like you either have to be super rich to get hospitality,
Right.
otherwise you're just one of the numbers. Like, get in, get out, give us your money type shit.
I think part of that is because they don't have as many tourists.
Yeah. Well, I think they priced them out, in my opinion. Like, a lot of the stuff is so expensive.
Out there?
Yeah.
Really?
No, not New Orleans. Here. Here. In
Priced
Vegas.
out who?
In Vegas. Some of the tourists. Like, some of the stuff, I just go out there, it's like $20 for shit. Like, I go out drinking. If I go to a Circa, it's
Well,
like.
I mean, it's like going to Disneyland,
Yeah.
you know.
Adult Disneyland.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
You're
It
going to
was
spend a
like-
lot more.
I was at this late night bodega waiting for a sandwich to get made. The sandwich was like huge. It was like $10.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife and I are drinking like 25-ounce like Trulies and Busch Lights. $15 all in for a sandwich and 2 drinks. I'm like, you can't beat that. Like, you're not going to find that anywhere else.
You're not. That's really good. Wow.
Yeah.
You're all right though. Vegas, they pricing everybody out. And
That's just my opinion.
No,
That's just my
no,
opinion. That we've like pushed it to where like everything's very like if you go out in the strip, it's expensive.
Yeah, on the strip. That's what I was gonna say. The strip is expensive, and I don't understand why it is. But again, they look at it like this is tourist money. Let's get as much as we can.
100%.
But at the same time, you're like, why? When you're getting what? How many? I mean, tourists. They said like 20 million a year
And they made like $1 billion last month
in 1 month.
profit.
Like, why price them out?
I'm good.
You do that, you could probably make $2-3 billion a month if you didn't do that. Imagine how many more people would
Wouldn't
come.
you and I go out there more if it was cheaper? And I understand we're not their target market, but I'm just
Oh,
like,
of course, because there's. Have you? Let me ask you, since you're a food guy.
Yeah.
Have you been to Rock and Potato?
no,
Man, that's one of my favorite places.
put it on my list.
It's right there across the street from the MGM at the food court.
I've seen it, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. My favorite potato in there is the.
Lobster one, I hear good things about that one.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It's $40, bro.
But it's worth it.
But it's worth it. You know, I won't go all the time to get it because it's expensive. But
See, I have no problems paying for food
mhm.
when it's worth it. What I'm getting tired of now is like a lot of the stuff is priced high, and it's not worth it. And I'm like,
It's not.
I don't get it.
And you're getting a little bit of something.
100%.
Shrinkflation without the shrink.
100%.
Just we're gonna give you this little bit from the very beginning, and just overprice it.
Yeah.
But it's just like going to an amusement park at the end of the day.
It's like I think Wendy's was onto something, but I think they just presented it in the wrong way.
What do you mean?
So like I don't know if you heard about Wendy's, but they were gonna do surge pricing like Uber, and that's how they kind of came out and said it. They're gonna do surge pricing, that during their busiest times of the day they were gonna alter their prices up, so that way you'd have to pay a little bit extra.
Okay.
I think had they come out and said we're gonna do a happy hour deal, and our prices are gonna change, then people wouldn't really know what the hell the price was. I couldn't tell you what the price of a like Baconator was right now. But if I go in there and like, oh, you're on a happy hour deal, like it's only $4, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm getting a deal. I'd feel a lot better about that.
Right.
Versus telling me, oh, you're gonna gouge me at 6 p.m. because everyone's here. You gotta wait till 8 p.m. to eat, you fat ass, because we gotta wait for prices to come down.
Right, yeah.
But they were like starting that, like surge pricing. Okay, you're going out on a Saturday at 6 p.m. Our prices have slid up here.
So you think that's a good thing?
I think it's interesting, but I just think if they would have positioned it differently, it'd been received because they got thrown with like sticks and stones, and everyone's like, "Are you
So
kidding
verbiage
me?"
was what killed it.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Marketing.
What's your thought?
No,
I'm a marketing guy. I think it's all about the presentation.
You're absolutely right.
I'm like, yeah, in this day and age.
And verbiage. That's like, here, I'll give you a good example, bro, because I'm the same way. I'm all about the marketing, although it can take a lot of work.
Yeah.
But there was a person I was working with, out here, and he does a lot of, I wouldn't say like showcases, but, he works with these nightclubs and stuff out here, gets performers to perform. But one of the things that I was noticing was that there was really no audience. And I kind of figured it was down to one, when you're doing something during the week, doing something at 10 o'clock at night, yo, stop. Because I'm in bed.
100%.
I got to work tomorrow. So I told him, yo, you got to do this a little earlier.
Yeah.
If you really want people to show up, do it at 7, 8 o'clock, bro.
Yeah.
You have to. Fucking happy hour, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
That shit shuts down at 10, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they going home.
100%.
People going home.
Shit, businesses now are closing now at that time.
Right. And 10 o'clock. I'm like, okay, cool. Your spot, though. It's your thing.
Your thing.
The other thing is how he was, the marketing of it, how he was naming it. One, I had a big issue with calling something open mic.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, think about it, bro. Are you going to go to an open mic or are you going to go to a show?
Go to a show. Open mic is like, hey, we've had a few drinks. Let's go see like people. I feel like open mics, it's very hit and miss. Like your expectations are very low.
Exactly.
But if we're going to a show, I've raised that bar. Like, okay, these are people that are actually like
performing
and doing this for like
they're entertaining you.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I told him, take the fucking words off the flyer.
Yeah.
Take open mic off the flyer. Just say, yo, Saturday night show, Monday night show, a concert. Your verbiage. Nope, say the open mic. And I'm like, all right, it's yours. It's yours.
I mean, that's one thing I study, believe it or not. I think a lot of times that like, and I mean, I'd be interested to look at your stuff and see, does it not land because we're not using the right tags, or we're using too many tags, or we're not using enough? Because sometimes
that's a bit of both.
I don't put tags on there and they go skyrocketing, and I'm like, because it can't figure out where it's supposed to put this, so it just shows it to a bunch of people. Right. But then sometimes it's like, oh, use 30 hashtags because that's what you should do, and you use 30 hashtags, and it's like, where the fuck am I supposed to put this, right? Like, it's like you get a to-do list from like your wife or something, and it's like, trash, where do I start? Like, I have 97 tasks today, where it's like, hey, sit down, drink a beer, and at noon go like mow the lawn. Oh, cool, I can handle that, right? So, no, I just wonder about that with your friend. Like you're saying, the verbiage of like cut off open mic is like, for you and I, is like that more of the problem, is like we're not tagging things right. Like, what's the tag? But it's like, it's a magical game, right?
And you have 10 seconds, at least 5 to 10. If you haven't got that attention like that.
And how do you get it now? I mean, it's incredible. So like,
I'm not going to dance for you.
No, 100%.
I'm not going to
I can't, no one wants to see that.
I'm tired of
I'd
seeing
look
that.
like Chris Farley and fucking Chippendales from back in the day. No one wants to see that.
No, but I don't know what I look like, but I'm probably, I don't dance. But I'm probably look trash, bro. Goofy as shit. And I'm not going to dance for you for clicks, yo.
I use my dad all the time as my example because he's 76.
Okay.
And he's relatively new to the internet. Like, he's used it, but it's like just like finding, like, he doesn't use TikTok, but he's discovered Facebook Reels. And it's been hilarious just watching him. And like what he says, like, he's like, I think there's too much content today. And I'm like, I think you're right, Dad. Like, he's like, there's just too much of everything.
It's very saturated.
100%.
Very saturated. Especially the dancing ones.
Yep.
There's the...
What's not saturated? That's like my question now, like car washing. But then you click on that, and there's like 97 people washing cars, which I oddly, I find it like very calming when people are washing cars. Well, like, that's all the interior and the vacuum. Like, wow, okay.
And you know what I've noticed? And let me know your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Because they're doing that, I think it's because they're looking for the quick, the instant gratification. They want that quick click.
Yeah.
for me, I do like talking about politics, religion, theology. I like
Every subject
like
they tell you not to touch on.
exactly. And I don't sit here and argue with people. I actually discuss it with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge people on their like. I got coworkers who are polar opposites of my political beliefs.
Yeah.
But I still good morning. Hey, how you doing, yo? I
a
wish the
lost art,
best
man.
for you.
That's a lost art nowadays.
That's a what?
A lost art. Because my political beliefs are both sides they just take dirty shots at each other.
Right.
In the old days,
That's all it is, bro.
in the old days, the 1800s, hey, you're an asshole, I'm an asshole. They'd shake hands, they'd walk their way. Like, you want to wear white shoes, I want to wear white and red shoes. Red shoes are better than white shoes, okay, let's go have a beer, right? Like all that kind of stuff. And I went to Washington, D.C.
And they're not throwing out bullshit information.
No, 100%.
That's the other thing.
They're trying to ban TikTok again. That's the only thing they've agreed on in 2 years is that we should ban TikTok. I'm like,
and that's only because they think it's a national security risk. And like,
well, here's my question.
To who?
How is it a national security risk? Didn't we have the dude over here and they said everything has to come to Austin, Texas and be ran by Oracle, so it's all in our hands now anyways? I'm like,
but even then, they was asking the guy about Chinese stuff, and he's Singaporean.
yeah. Well, they're trying to grill him because they want different information. I'm like, oh, is this what we do to like?
I'd have turned around and asked him, what would you like me to say? I'll say it. Doesn't mean it's going to be true. It's just what you want to hear.
It's almost like you get pulled over by a cop. What's going to get me out of this ticket? Like, what do I need to do that we just go our separate ways? I'm sorry?
Yeah. No,
I've never done this before?
I get to cursing them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible when it comes to the police. I won't lie. Because I don't do anything to make them fuck with me. Really, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, for example, crossing street in the crosswalk, whether the light's red or green.
I'm in the crosswalk.
I'm in the fucking crosswalk, but I've had a cop pull me over for that. And I'm like, and then on top of that, for them to throw out a citywide notice saying that they're not giving out any more minor traffic violations, and you still fuck with me.
You pull me over for it.
I'm cussing you out. I am terrible at that, yo. I won't lie. And that's mostly just because I know my rights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what are you going to do, arrest me for cussing you out? You can't do that.
You would hope.
No, they can't.
No, I'm saying for you, you'd hope that though.
No, I already know they can't.
No, I'd hope they get arrested. Then I could like sue them.
Oh well, yeah. But they can't arrest you just because Supreme Court already has ruled that yes, you can show your discontent towards the officers.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm terrible with that. So I don't like the cops. I'm not a big fan of them. I've got pulled over for having a hat on my dashboard.
They're just looking for problems with that.
Exactly. You just want to run my ID and look for warrants because you're bored. Like, dude.
I get it. I'm bored at work too sometimes. It happens.
But I don't fuck with people.
I don't fuck with people either. I read things then.
Yeah, they just, but whatever.
I'm like Zanka from Cool Runnings. I gotta get back to my readings and open up a comic book and just hang there.
Right. But I am that person that I do like to discuss everything that they say not to discuss. Yeah. But at the same time, why not? My thing is if you're not ready for those conversations, then that tells me one thing as far as you haven't gotten all the information and you're too stuck on that information that you do got.
What I find crazy nowadays is most people's information comes from influencers.
That is funny.
They don't research, they don't read things, they just...
That is sad because that's one thing I do is I always pull up articles. That's one thing I do is I sit there and see something on there and I'm like, wait, hold on. Make sure that's true or not, yo. Is that possible?
See, that's why I think, like, obviously America has a weight problem.
Oh, yeah.
I think part of it is because people... I have failed more diets than I've been successful on. And I understand I have a weight problem. Like, I already drank a gallon of water, so I'm looking a little fluffy today. I get all that.
That's not... technically, you don't have, like, a big weight problem.
No, and I fluctuate. But, like, the thing is, like, a lot of people struggle to, like, lose weight and get help. And if you go on the internet and you read, like, keto, one article will tell you keto will save your life and you'll live forever. You read the next article below it, this is why keto is killing you. Well, which one is it? Am I living forever? Am I fucking dying today?
Right.
You read in politics. Trump is going to ruin this country. You read the next article. Trump is going to save this country. Well, which one is it? Are we going to die?
Sleepy Joe can't do this. And Sleepy Joe, like, bro, which one?
One side looks for him to fail, and the other side looks for him to succeed. And I'm like, it's like any game, right? Like, I like the Green Bay Packers. You like the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes throws an interception. I'm going to say, dude, Kenny Clark made a nice play, and you're gonna be like, damn, Mahomes, come on, step up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's the two sides of perception. And I'm like, that's where I'm like, people, like, it's so tough to get what is real. And that's where I tell them, like, you gotta experience life. That's why I love what I do with competitive eating.
You do.
Because I grew up in a, define small town. My wife's from a town of 600. I grew up in a town of 60,000. I was born in Seattle. Going from Seattle to 60,000, that was a small town to me. I grew up in a town in Wisconsin. Most of my friends work factory jobs. Nothing wrong with that. They're never going to leave that area. They've all got houses, wives, 3 kids. They're not leaving.
If they're fine, they're fine.
They're fine. 100%. For me, I love traveling the world.
Right.
Because I've left the country once. Went to Jamaica for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you go to New Orleans. New Orleans is a different fucking country from Vegas. You go to San Diego, it's a different country. You go to Seattle, like we have almost like 50 independent. You go to Montana, whew, it's like a different universe up there. Like best cell phone and reception, cell phone and internet I've had in the past 3 years, Montana.
Really?
I was on a 6,000 acre cattle ranch on Starlink for Elon Musk shit. 5G, full bars. I'm like, I live up in North Las Vegas. I'm lucky to get like 1 bar on the 5G.
Ain't that the truth? I'm always stuck at 2.
100%, right? And I'm like sitting there uploading YouTube. It's like, I was in Montana, no one around me, you know, and I'm like, boom. I'm like, you onto something. I don't know what it is, but hey, I'm, I'm all for it.
All for it. Man, that is wild. But so man, let me ask you this, man. So besides your Nashville competition, when is your next one after that?
It'll probably be a hot dog qualifier heading into Coney Island because July 4th is like that's like our Super Bowl.
Do they fund these trips for you?
They do for that one.
Okay. What about the Nashville?
Nope.
No.
It's like PGA golf style. So you got to pay your own way and then compete well enough to earn money to fund your endeavors. Really, it's like a hobby, and you just got to like enjoy what you do. But it's like I've never been to Nashville, never been to Knoxville, but I'm a huge college like. Weirdly, I love like colleges and stuff and just seeing like different universities. So I'm like excited to go visit the University of Tennessee at Knoxville where Peyton Manning went and see like their campus. Like we went to Lubbock one year for egg roll eating contest, and I got to see Texas Tech, and I'm like, this is it? Holy shit! Like there was like the campus was not that impressive, but the football stadium, holy shit! Like it's like that's where all the money went was for that thing, right? Which I did not know that was the Red Raiders. Like you know like. As the Badgers, we have On Wisconsin, and then we have Purple Rain and Bow Down to Washington because I love the Huskies as well. Theirs is Gun Up. Let me tell you, when you're drunk at a Whataburger at 2 in the morning and someone yells Gun Up, my fat ass is hitting the deck. And they're like, no, it's just a Texas Tech thing. I'm like, yeah, don't be saying that in many other states, man. Like, that's going to get you fucking gone.
Eerie-eyed and all that. Yo, whoa.
100%. She's like, Gun Up. And I'm like, guns, I'm good.
You got beat her to be used to that.
I'm just trying to eat a patty melt at 2 in the morning.
Leave
me alone.
That shit's like crying wolf, bro.
100%. Well, that's their motto, gun up.
I wonder. I'm wondering now that you brought that up. Could they ever get confused?
What?
Somebody's actually got a gun out.
Right?
Yo, gun up! And all right, yeah.
No, we're getting robbed. Oh, okay.
Oh no, for real, gun up, bro.
Yeah, no, it was like I was like fucking scared. And the funny part was I was with one of my friends, and she's an eater.
Yeah.
5'1", 92 pounds.
How much? Wait, 5'1",
92 pounds.
92 pounds.
Yep. Her record's like 33 hot dogs.
No way.
Got a 6-pack.
Stomach is literally the size of her full abdomen.
100%. We always laugh that she's got like a hollow leg, like it just goes down her leg. It's all that kind of stuff. But so she was with me, and we were like talking, and like I had a bunch of beers, and I'm like, don't be doing anything stupid tonight. And so we were at that Whataburger, and this woman, that's how we got the gun up thing. She goes, what color do you bleed? And I'm like, oh, red. Oh. She's like, you don't know. You bleed orange. You're not one of us. Gun up. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, is this the stupid shit you're telling me not to let you do? I'm like, this would be it. Like, time to leave. Can we get these burgers to go and get the hell out of here?
That's amazing. That is amazing.
That's what I love about competitive eating. It was like the stories from the road, meeting people like you, meeting people like Jordan. Like, I don't know if you heard or were around, but like Jordan was telling me that he like lived in Seattle. Like as I was moving out that year, they moved into Seattle the next year, and we're like super close to where like I was born.
No, I didn't. No, I never knew he was in Seattle.
Yeah, he went to like.
But Jordan's a real cool guy, man.
Yeah.
I like that guy a lot.
No, I mean that's.
And you know the opportunities that he has given me. You know what I'm saying, as far as with the filming and trying to build content, stuff like that. So I got a lot of respect and admiration for.
Hey, they were great. They donated 16 cookies to my mom's memory care facility for all the nurses out there.
Mhm.
So that was greatly appreciated. So they're
Oh.
helping out the community because that's like a job I could not do.
And let me tell you, when you get them healthcare workers treats, they truly appreciate it.
100%.
They truly appreciate it. Myself as being a healthcare worker, trust me. And the main reason why is because we don't get lunch and breaks like most people do.
No.
My first break in the day, if I don't get it, I clock in at 6:30. If I don't get my break by 7:30,
It's over.
I'm in surgery.
Yeah.
It's over, yo. And you're like, yo, you just clocked in. You're already getting a break? Like, yeah, got to.
Otherwise, it's done. I'm
It's
booked.
done. And then by the time
What are you going to do? Take a break in the middle of surgery? Sorry. Leave
I mean,
'em?
they do sometimes
I'm
give you
sure.
the break, but sometimes you don't get it,
Yeah.
And then there's the same thing with lunch.
Yeah.
Like for example, I do a lot of I'm a neuro spine, neurocrani, ortho tech. So
Okay.
I do a lot of hip replacements, knee
Oh, wow.
replacements, cranies, tumor removal, stuff like that. Dealing with the brain and the spine.
Shit.
So I personally don't like leaving the case when we're doing implants, like when we're
100%.
putting screws in, stuff like that, because you don't want to get that mixed up.
100%.
You could give the doctor the wrong screw, you only get one shot.
100%.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's why I don't like.
And speaking as people, we appreciate that, right? Like, we appreciate that.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate it, because other than that, imagine you being a canvas board.
No.
Like, we'll just repaint over it. No, that's not how life works,
Nah, man, it's like most of my friends that are chefs, their dinner is in the back of the walk-in, just sitting there eating as fast as they can because they don't have a break either.
Yeah, they don't either.
It's crazy, like, what we don't realize people do to live. And I don't mean it as like a bad thing, but like we don't.
Or with their career.
I'm not justifying violence or anything like that, but I think that's why we have like such an uptick of like, I'm not gonna call it, I don't know what to call it, goofy shit, like weird incidents.
Call it what it is, man.
What?
And I mean, well, if it's.
Well, I mean, it's like we have so many like shootings, and then people getting their asses whooped in Walmarts, and just like mental breakdowns. I guess I'm like searching for that word.
No.
What would you call
it's a bit of everything, bro.
But I think it's because we don't know what someone's going through.
Yep.
And it's like that person left their home because their husband or wife was like atrocious. They had a work day, and like you were the final piece of telling them, don't touch my hot dog buns, and they just fucking snapped.
Right.
Like, I think it's like we're all pretty much broke. We're all making it. I mean, like, that's one thing that I'm like, when you talk about those people that troll on you and talk comments and all that, I'm like, when they post their comments, if you and I were to go on there and be the terrible, littlest people we could and say, dude, this sucks. You like Roblox? What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Right.
What are you, fucking 7? That would crush them. They wouldn't know what to do, because when they put out content, they think it's the greatest thing in the world. No one puts out content and be like, this sucks. No, sometimes I do. I'm like,
they do.
That
I mean, if they're
wasn't my
honest
best.
with themselves.
I am. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, that wasn't my best. But I'm not like, oh, that sucks. I just need to post something, right? But like, these people, like, they put out content like, oh my God, it's so great. And if you were to like, dude, this sucks, they'd be devastated. Like, yeah, how's it feel, man? Maybe you should take like a step back and realize that when you're out there, no, it's fun to be a troll. Okay, man, whatever you guys say.
Fun to be a troll.
A lot of people love that though. They say that, like, oh, I love to be, like, look at their profile sometimes. I click on it, it's like, love to be a troll. I'm like, you have 60 followers. Like, I don't care about followers.
You know
but
what?
Like,
I've heard of a coworker at my job. Their saying is, if I haven't pissed you off, I haven't done my job.
Why?
Why do you want to piss somebody off?
Why do you want to piss me off?
What if somebody reached across the table on you?
100%. You don't know what anyone's going through.
You don't know. Why piss them off? Just so you be like, oh, I'm sorry, man. It was just a game. Not everything's a game to people,
100%.
But but I'm also right there with you, because I'm not advocating for violence or anything like
100%.
that, because I personally think there's no room for violence.
I agree.
But
So I think we need more patient people. Like, I'm advocating against violence. I'm more like, we all don't know what we're going through. Like, I've been battling depression for about the past 5 to 6 months, maybe longer. We just don't know. I don't go and talk to people because I'm like,
you'd be surprised at probably how long you've been suffering from it. Because I honestly, for me, since you brought that up, I was suffering.
Told you I was gonna get real.
I was suffering from depression.
Yeah.
I was suicidal. And that's what made me move here from Colorado to here.
What part of Colorado?
Denver.
Really?
Yeah.
I lived in
I was in
Aurora.
Aurora, Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Aurora. I lived
I
by
went-
E470 and Smoky Hill Road.
Oh yeah, you were way out there.
Yeah, I was in the
You're in the
boonies.
suburbs.
Yeah.
I was at Aurora Central, right down Peoria and Colfax, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
You know the bad part, but
It's not bad. It's got character.
character. We'll call it character. Yeah. How long you been there?
I was there for 7 years.
Okay. From what years?
Moved here 5 years ago. So what would that be? Like 2019, 2012? I did that backwards.
From 2012, 2009. Yeah, I had to start thinking backwards, bro. Like he
I
did
just
he
did
did
math
do it backwards.
backwards, yeah.
2019, 2012. I was like, wait.
Yep. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I had just moved out there in 2000. Moved back out there because I'm originally from there, but I went to New Mexico college. But
Okay.
I just moved back out there in 2009 and left there in July of 21. Yeah.
Just became too saturated there.
But it's expensive there for no stupid reason. But so to bring that on the topic, because at the end of the day, I know what's feeding people's depression. It's the struggle.
Yeah.
You know, financially.
100%.
And I hate to say it, but I can't stand it when people say money doesn't buy happiness. Yes, the fuck it does.
Allows you to breathe.
It allows you to breathe. And if you can breathe, you're happy.
100%.
Like dead
No,
serious.
I mean, my dad and I had this conversation the other day because we were at this strip because my mom has stage 6 Alzheimer's.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
And my dad was the caretaker full time for the last 2 years. And I'm like, Dad, we're watching mom kill you. Like, you're not a spring chicken. Like, they have people that do this for a job because it's such a tough job. And you're, like, not able to keep up because she would roam at night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Dad, you can't even sleep because it's like Vietnam. Like, you're going to have to stay watch to make sure that she's not injuring you and stuff like that.
Right.
But he was shocked at just how many people were out on a Sunday night in the strip. I said, Dad, there's no long term anymore right now for a lot of people. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, when you were a kid, say, hey, I'm going to be married, I'm going to be retired, I'm going to have kids, I'm going to have all that. I'm like, my generation's debating if it's even feasible to bring a kid into this world anymore, because what's going to be the outcome in 20, 30 years of what our country is going to look like? I'm like, we're already all in credit card debt and student loan debt, and I'm like, when they bring another person in here, and I'm like, what's their quality of life? I'm like, these are tough conversations. So a lot of people are just like living on credit cards, like, fuck it, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Check to check.
100%.
Not even check to check. They're like borrowing check to check. Yo.
I mean, the bad part is they can't even use checks anymore to float like 3 days, like in the old days, right? Like you could write a check on Friday and be like, I ain't gonna hit until like Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
Good. Now it's like, but it's like you said, it's like, dude, everything's so much more expensive. Like that's why I don't know if you saw like that Kellogg CEO man, and I love it because it just shows me, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much like you've made it in life, people innately say dumb shit.
What do you mean the Kellogg?
Did you hear about this?
No.
So like the CEO of Kellogg's, he was just trying to sell more cereal, like any person would. And he said, hey, cereal's always been a cheap food for people. Cereal for dinner is an on trend right now. I guess people are eating more cereal for dinner. And I think he was realizing, like, he thought it was because cereal's good, not that, holy shit, people are struggling so much that they're eating cereal for dinner as a family of 4 now type of stuff. So he's like, yeah, more people should eat cereal for dinner. It was something to the effect of that, right? And I don't think he meant it
He's
as
out of
bad
touch.
as it came out.
Right.
But then there are people that are going to look at that and say, dude, you make $5 million a year. When's the last time you ate cereal for dinner? So a lot of people organized on TikTok, like a boycott of like not buying Kellogg's products. And then I've been like following because I'm like, who's actually going to follow a TikTok? I mean, I'm just like a cynical person. I'm like, who's actually going to follow a TikTok boy? They're like filming shit in Florida where it's like all the egos have not been touched. And they're like, good, we got these bastards. And I'm like, geez, people are posting, these are all their brand. Oh, yeah, man.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of happy for them for doing that, protesting like that.
100%.
Because
we need to do more of it, in my opinion.
I can't stand people who are out of touch like that. And that's only because you've been in your comfort zone for so long. And this is what I wanted to say too, to touch on something that you said earlier.
Yeah.
But to touch on that was that is that people, how can I put it? People are besides, if people are financially okay, you know, they're going to be happy. But the sad thing is you got people like the Kellogg guy who does, you know how you said you can live life, just live life, yo, because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. You could die tomorrow. You could live forever, but live life.
100%.
But at the same time, I think part of you living life, you have to put your feet in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
You have to put your feet in other people's shoes, because if you don't, you lose connection to the world.
100%.
You don't understand what these people are going through. And when you do that, then you're just like, you say stupid stuff.
100%.
And now you got the whole world hating you.
100%.
And you're just like, oh, I don't.
He doesn't get it.
Well, guess what, fucker?
You know that guy went home and was like, honey, I don't know what the fuck I did, but it was not a good day today.
And she's going to tell him, and I hopefully, if she's a good wife, she'd have said, how about you go and live off of your janitor's salary for 2-3 months? Yeah. No, not a month. You need to do it 2-3 months, because you don't understand how people are juggling checks month to month, bro. Man. You see what I'm saying? People won't pay a bill 1 month and try and catch up the following month. He doesn't understand. So I don't think any of these chump-ass CEOs, executives, 1 month ain't good enough. Yeah. I need you to do 6 months.
Remember that show, Undercover Boss?
Yeah, but that was only like a week.
No. But it always made me laugh, though.
What?
They couldn't even do the janitor's work.
They couldn't.
Remember that one guy? I think it was like, it might have been 7-Eleven, but that was a better one. But there was like one of those guys. He went and did like the work with the janitor. Yeah. And the janitor's like, dude, we gotta fire this guy. He sucks. And the guy's like, man, I'm not good at like doing this. And they're like, yeah. You're like, hey man, you're not cleaning the toilets fast enough. Like, you're easy to tell that guy he sucks at his job. You can't even do his job.
You can't even do it.
That was one thing I admired. I don't know if you follow football. Yeah, you follow football. When Jason Kelsey retired, they brought him to the room, and it was the whole staff of the Eagles. And he said, you've all been tremendous coworkers and colleagues. Thank you so much. He viewed them as coworkers. How many of these fucking NFL guys are like, oh man, thanks for being here. You've really helped me. Like, he actually viewed them as like part of his team, where how many of these guys are like, right, you're just here to help me get on the field. You know what I mean?
You're just the equipment guy that's going to bring me my damn helmet.
100%.
Yeah.
My cleats aren't laced enough, man.
There was also another football player who actually went over and beyond like that too, is the Tennessee Titans running back. What's his freaking name?
The current one, or the one who just left?
The one that just left.
Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry, yeah. Literally was thanking the equipment guy. Yeah. He was like, yo, I really, and he named them by names. Yeah. And that's amazing to me, bro. Like.
That's always stuck with me. I think it was Tom Hardy. That's where that quote came from that I saw it, at least. I'm sure.
The actor Tom Hardy?
Yeah. But he was like, treat the CEO like you treat the janitor like you treat the CEO. Like, they're not different. Just like we're not different. Like, man, that guy had a couple fair shakes in life, but it's like, this is, I'm sure we're wrapping this up or not, but like one of the things in life that like always has stuck with me was in 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Sounds crazy, 7th grade. They took us, because we had 5 prisons in my hometown. Different levels.
In Wisconsin, you said?
Yeah.
5. And that,
we had a medium security.
Was this a city, a town, or?
City. It was a city.
Okay.
So we had like the 18 months and left, like, you're going to get out. So, like, they didn't even have gates, but they just had to come and go. They'd go to work, and they're trying to, like, like that final rehabilitation stuff. Yeah. So they'd come back at night. They'd all bunk up. Right. They had to check in. They had to go, but they could go out to work. Like, that was one of my jobs.
The nonviolent offenders.
Yeah. Well, some of them were murderers. They're just on their final 18 months, and this is how they rehabilitate them out. Right. We had a medium security, and then we had a minimum security. We had a women's facility, and then we had, like, a county jail, but that, like, kind of got lumped into, like, whatever. Yeah. So they'd take the kids out in 7th grade to like kind of do, not like a scared straight, but we talked to people. And the guy said something, and it stuck with me. And he goes, the only difference between me being in here and being out there with you was 7 seconds of bad decisions.
That is true. Absolutely. 7 seconds.
Bad decision.
Bad decision.
He's like, I should not have picked up the knife and stabbed that person.
I shouldn't have pulled out the gun and did this.
That was it.
I shouldn't have walked in the store and robbed this person.
Like that sometimes, like 7 seconds can make or break your life.
You know, that's funny that you say that, because I went to jail for 2.5 months.
Really?
Yeah, I did, back in New Mexico. But also, I was 30, it was 15 years ago almost. But anyways, I think I was like 30 something, early 30s. Yeah. You know, them bastards made me go through the Scared Straight program.
Really?
To take that tour to the prison. And I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that I was on the Scared Straight program. He just told me I had to go take this tour of the prison.
When you were in jail, they made you go do that? Or
no. Oh. When I got out, and which is also stupid. One, Don't make a grown man who's already been to jail for a couple months
Go to the scared
go
straight.
straight. Okay. 2, I think the Scared Straight program they need to use the county jail instead of the penitentiaries. Have you seen how these prison cells look in the prison penitentiaries?
No, what's up? Just terrible.
No. They got everything. Cable, TV, refrigerators. They have everything, bro.
No shit.
No shit. And when I took the tour, yes, that's how it was.
This is better than my damn apartment.
Bro, when I went and took this tour, I literally was telling them, yo, I'd rather be here instead of the county jail. And they were getting mad at me for that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't understand what you're trying to say because, yo, in the county jail, I couldn't even have books. I couldn't even have, when I made paper dominoes, they took the paper dominoes. You couldn't, there was no weights, there was nothing. You were a bored-ass person in the county jail. They did not, they allowed books, but that was it. Just books. When you went into rec, it was just 4 walls, 4 concrete walls in a big room. That's it. You get no ball, no nothing.
That's crazy.
That's it. You just walking around, looking at each other.
That's crazy.
Hey. Yo, 2.5 months, bro. And I'm literally taking a Scared Straight program going, dude, I'd have had a microwave in my cell. I would have had a TV.
Been watching UFC fights.
UFC fights. You can order anything you want, lobster, steak, as long as you had the commissary. Bro.
Crazy.
So, and then on top of that, this is what made it even more funny. After we went through checked out all the cells, they put us in this big room. There's a red line going across, and there's a row of chairs this side, and there was 4 chairs on that side. I'm at the end of the long row, almost at the end of long rows on this end. And then they brought in 4 Hispanic guys. No, 3 of them. And 2 of them sit down, 1 still standing. My first thought was, oh, I already see who the hell honcho is. Because this guy's standing.
Yep.
You know, he's the one standing. And then from there, I was like, he started from the end of the line, asking everybody, hey, what you in here for? What you do? You know, he gets all the way down to me. And this is after we did the tour. And I'm telling him, yeah, I'd rather be here, da, 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 da. They get to me, and he looks at me, he says, oh, yeah, your kind won't do well here. Oh. I'm like, well, let me see. I had to think about that for a minute. Like, my kind. Like, wait a minute. I'm black and white. What do you mean by your kind? Like, I turned around, looked at my CEO, like, you gonna say something? He literally sitting like this. Didn't say nothing. I turned around, bro. It was a big fuck you, bro. Fuck you and your kind. What you mean, my kind, bro? You want to throw out your kind? Yeah, you fuck your kind like that, right? He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna see you in here. I was like, no, you're not gonna see me here. I'm gonna be free. What are you talking about, bro? He was like, oh no, we're gonna see you. No, you're not, bro. He said it the 3rd time. Oh, we're gonna see you in here. I was like, no, bro, I'm gonna be out fucking pussy while you fucking him. Yo, the 2 dudes sitting down got mad. You can't talk to him like that. I was like, you can't talk to him like that. I could talk to him like that. What are you talking about? I'm free. You a convict. So anyways, it got to the point where the CEO had to come over and whisper in my ear, you need to shut the fuck up. Duh, duh. My P.O. sitting there. After we leave, we're in the lobby of the prison. My P.O. goes, hey, you need to come see me first thing Monday. Okay, cool.
What's up?
I go see him Monday, bro. He's like, yo, you need to respect authority. And I'm like, what? I was like, I don't think you understand what authority is.
You're the authority.
You are authority. That's a convict, bro. Whether we are in jail or out of jail, that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
That interaction, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's why I turned and looked at you like, yo, are you going to say something or I'm going to have to say something?
That's wild.
Like, yo, you just came out racist like that. I was like, so apparently you need to understand authority, not me. I respect your authority. That's why I turned and looked at you.
That's crazy.
I was like, but no. And I was like, then he was like, you almost ruined the program. I was like, what program, bro?
Yeah.
He was like, that was a Scared Straight program. I was like, dude. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I was like, you put a grown man who's already been to jail through Scared Straight program who knows the differences.
That's crazy.
You could do that to teenagers who ain't been to the county
They
jail.
don't know the difference.
They go to juvenile hall, which ain't like the county jail.
Yeah.
I was like, penitentiary ain't like the county jail. They got a lot of freedom, it seems like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, they got TikToks now, bro, in jail.
Oh, shit.
They got phones in jail, bro. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, I've just seen a TikTok now of a woman in jail. She just made a full meal, full course meal, cornbread, steak, pork, all that. I'm like, yeah, bro, like,
That's crazy.
that's why they don't rehabilitate people coming out of jail. They want you to reoffend, because for two reasons. One, the state gets, and this was when I was going to jail, when I was in jail, the state got $147 per head a day.
Jesus, that's good money.
So imagine you have 5,000 to 10,000 inmates, and you got $147,000 per inmate. I mean, $147 per inmate per day.
So you feed them as little as you can, like in any business model, minimum exposure, maximum profit.
And you don't want to rehabilitate them, because guess what?
You need workers.
They're going to come right back.
100%.
So it's
Surprised they don't give them cards on the way out. Hey, ask for us next time. Oh, sorry.
right. They do, and they do that. That paperwork they hand you when you're walking out the doors, here you go.
Ask for Steve.
Yeah, right, bro. They do, and it's sad because that's a program, bro. It's actually like a pipeline, which I don't know if a lot of people believe in that, but it actually, if you do the differences between how a prison looks and how a school looks, like how did your school look? You had the desks.
I can't speak to that.
Oh, you homeschooled?
No, our high school was designed by the same guy who designed the prison in our hometown.
The prison?
Yeah.
That was my point, bro.
Yeah.
If you actually look, at, like say for example the lunchroom of a high school, right?
Yeah.
Look at the lunchroom in the prison.
The same.
Same way, same setup. The
funny.
long seats,
Yeah.
the tables. You look at the classrooms.
Yeah.
Same setup, bro.
Interesting.
Same. The prison setup, the architecture, the whole thing. Same.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's
a giant
crazy.
square, and you're keeping people in,
It's
confined.
crazy, bro.
No, we always
but
laugh
check
about
this
that.
out. Check this out.
Yeah.
My son is gift-minded.
Okay.
So he got kicked out of public schools because he was too smart, and they sent him to this charter school called Cherry Creek Challenge in Denver.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that school's ranked 4th in the nation, bro.
Anything Cherry Creek's good.
Yeah. So, but Cherry Creek Challenge is not a public school. It's closed off. So the only way you can get in there is if
invitation only.
If you were invitation only. And my son went to that school, so it's but what was I saying, bro? I actually.
You were talking about your son was gift-minded, and he was invited to go to Cherry Creek Challenger School.
Right, but there was a reason why it was the difference. I lost my train of thought. I hate that. I guess it wasn't important.
No, it was. You were talking about just how public schools just mimic prisons.
That's what it was. I'm glad you said that. So my son, that school, bro, they didn't have desks.
They sat on the floor or what?
No, bro, they had recliner chairs.
No shit.
Plush leather couches. Comfortability, bro, to the max.
So you'd want to learn rather than being like, give me the hell
Guess
out
what
of
they
here.
told us, bro? Because I asked that question. I was like, where's the desks at? Because I went through public schools my whole life. I asked them, where's the desks at?
Oh, it limits their learning. Really, no shit.
Bro.
That's funny.
Dead ass. That's what they told me. They said this is where the exact words they said. They said, we don't want it to look like a dictatorship. If you look at the schools, all the students are facing the teachers, and the teacher's at the head of the room. We don't want that. We want you to be comfortable to learn. And bro, and you want to know how true that is? Even to this day, even when you're an adult, you have to be in the right learning environment. Bro, I do surgery for a living. Yeah. And if I got an asshole doctor, bro, I'm not learning shit.
100%, you don't want to.
Yo, I'm focused on your punk ass attitude now.
100%.
And guess what's going to happen now? Patient care goes down.
How many people, though, work in a desk? 80%? 85%?
A lot, yeah.
So do you ever remember the comedian George Carlin?
I know the comedian.
He's an old school guy.
Yeah.
His phrase was obedient workers. That's what they want.
Oh, yeah, he has a stand-up on.
So you start at grade school. You sit in a desk. You go to junior high, you're in a desk. All through it, you go to work, you're in a desk. You're just programmed from life.
You just
sit
programmed.
in a desk.
That's it.
Finish your work, turn it in, go up.
Follow instructions.
100%.
That's
obedient workers.
Obedient workers. And yeah, and I actually seen that stand-up.
Yeah.
But he has a few stand-ups where he actually exposes a lot, you know. George
Yeah,
Carlin was great. May he rest in peace, yo.
He was before his time. I think they would have killed him nowadays.
I don't know, bro, because I don't think they would have killed him. I think they'd have killed the average Joe.
Yeah.
But not him because he was a celebrity.
Too famous.
But an average Joe, of course.
How many of these people go missing? They like say something and then all of a sudden they're like gone.
You know, that's what's sad, bro. That's sad. But I also
Like how
too.
many of these Disney kids are like beyond fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, what price did you pay for Stardom? Because like I don't know if it's worth the price of admission. Let's be real with you.
Did you hear about the new thing?
No, what's up?
Yo. So I don't mean to keep you long either, but
No,
this is a
yeah.
great conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
The comedian Wolf, Dan Wolf, I think, not Dan, it's something Wolf.
Okay.
This one guy, I had to find a video on my Twitter because that's Elon Musk opened it up.
Yeah,
And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Elon.
I do find it funny. Instagram and Facebook go down, and everyone runs to Twitter to see if they went down. So it's like
Right,
it serves
right.
its purpose.
Right. I'm not a fan of Elon Musk because they hold him on a genius level, and he's not a genius. Not in the slightest. The man says really dumb shit, and some racist shit too. But the thing about Twitter though, he opened it up, which I am happy about because they were censoring stuff.
100%.
They were.
I mean, he did say that, right? He said they were pulling it or whatnot.
Right? They were shadow banning people.
Yeah.
Before Elon took over, they were shadow banning people because like I lean Democrat. I'm a socialist. I don't give a damn. I'm a socialist. I do believe in helping people, and because we're all one at the end of the day. But I'm like, I see a lot more of different opinions now since Elon took over, which is great. You know what I'm saying? My opinion, because one, if it's not a democracy and you ain't got those different opinions, you have a dictatorship.
100%.
So, please.
What is it? They say the Republicans and liberals now, it's the wings of the same bird. Like,
oh, that's all it is.
yeah.
That's
it's
where
not
I'm
any
at.
different. It's just the wings flying in different directions.
But even then, I think, honestly, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think they're in cahoots with each other.
I mean, they definitely cut deals.
I mean, I don't mean like.
You can't tell me this whole country isn't based off cutting deals. Like,
oh yeah.
The whole setup, like.
But even then, check out this documentary on Netflix called The Family.
Okay.
Check that out. This is why I say they're the same bird under the same wing, flying the same direction, but they want us to be a part.
100%.
So, but yeah, it's just crazy though. As far as
You went to prison. What's the phrase? Strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers.
They divide us. We don't have the numbers.
You don't have the numbers. You don't have the numbers. So,
we get together and figure out the major equation.
And when the prison riots, they give in.
100%.
What do you want? What do you guys want? You want better cells?
They know.
They know, People finna.
It's like what, 5,000 inmates versus what, 200 guards maybe? They know.
Yeah, maybe 200. Maybe that's
you know what I'm saying. Though.
That's actually like saying that's being generous. Bro.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Holy
bro.
shit.
Like, have you ever did a tour of a prison?
Just not 7th grade one. That was it.
7th grade?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you should do one. Like one of the, not just do one. They're very organized, and so they work in pods. So you got pods, and then well, except for federal. Federal don't have pods. Federal is wide open. Everybody, there's no cells.
Right.
There's no bars. It's open. So
They always call that the country club, right?
yeah, but your chance of getting fucked up is higher.
Yeah, 'cause you're not protected, right?
yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy though. But yeah, you don't want to. It's wild, bro. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that these politics. I think I personally am working on trying to get people to actually stop listening to either one of these parties.
Yeah.
Because look where we're headed, G. I mean, as a country, and I love my country.
100%.
But as a country, look where we're headed. You know what I'm saying? As far as when I look at how divided we are, it's sad, G.
It is.
It is very sad. And then on top of that, if you really actually observe, like for example, with Twitter now, because X.
I know what you mean.
Let me refer back to X, because no disrespect to Elon, but being able to see both opinions, right? And you're going, and I'm like this. I didn't vote for Joe Biden. No, that's touchy Joe for me. I'm sorry, I've seen those videos, and I never liked him when he was with Obama, you know, because he touchy Joe, bro. You was too close to them little girls, and I was uncomfortable. So I can only imagine how uncomfortable those little girls were. And I didn't vote for Trump either. Why? Both of them are riddled with scandals. Why am I gonna put poison in office?
Shouldn't it be the best person? Like, the best person you want, right? Like, we went from, like, oh, these guys were great people. A lot of them. I mean, I'm sure they were shitty back in the day. We just didn't have the news coverage of how bad some of them were. I mean, we know a lot of them were documented they were terrible people, but I mean, like, what was it? It was like Abraham Lincoln. He's like, oh, I'm just doing my service for the country, right? And all that kind of stuff. And so
Right.
now it's like, oh, we have to pick the worst of evils. Like, why is that a choice?
Why is that a choice?
Why can't we find someone good?
And the reason why it's like this because we have zero oversight.
Well, didn't they, like, cancel the primaries on the one side this year because they're like, oh, we're just going to let Joe run? I'm like, shouldn't you still have conversations and see what your party wants to do? Like, isn't that the democratic process? Like,
Right.
and then I get Colorado taking Trump off the ticket, but I'm like, shouldn't he be allowed to run? And then you just figure it out, like, don't vote for him then? Like, I don't know.
Well, personally, for me, I think there should be an oversight that says, yo, you got these controversies. Because I put it like this, G. If I had these kind of scandals and controversies, whatever, applying for my position now, would I get hired? No. They're going to tell me, no, you have pending charges on you. Even if I have pending charges, bro, that's another thing. They do a background check on you. You have these pending charges. Get these dealt with first, then come see us.
Yeah.
That's exactly what needs to happen in politics. Oh, you have these scandals, you have this controversy, you have this. Go fix that, then you can run. Go show the public that you're actually for the people.
Politics, it's like a positive. It's like you're looked up upon now. You're like, oh, you only got like 2 scandals? Come right in.
Right. Well, but you know why that is.
To me, it's money.
Go watch that documentary, The Family, bro. Yeah. That is,
Netflix, you said?
It's on Netflix, yes. It's called The Family. And it's very interesting, bro. Yeah. And this is why I said it's the same bird with the same wings going in the same direction. They're just, how can I say it? You know how a bird...
Hey, we live in Vegas. We can end this with Vegas.
Right.
It's all that sleight of hand. The cup is not there. What is that? What's the 3-cup game? I forget what it's called.
I forgot what...
You know what I'm talking about? What they call it, though, or whatever. That
3-card Charlie, whatever, something like that. Yeah.
It's like, it's all just a sleight of hand. It's all just an illusion. What you see is not what you're getting.
That's all it is, bro.
I watched a fitness documentary, and they're like, the guy who's giving you this above the table is giving you that underneath the table. Like, everything is not what it seems. But I think that's where you were saying earlier, to like circle this all back. It's like, you got to think for yourself. You can't just like, people wanting to be like led. Like, don't be led. Figure it out yourself.
Figure it out. But the problem with that is also something that you mentioned, that you touched on earlier, which was people don't want to educate themselves. Yeah. They don't research. And it's sad. Well, a lot of people are just lazy, bro.
True.
Like, some people literally, I've been told by people, I don't like to read.
Do you know what you voted for? No, I didn't want to read the legislation.
Okay. Right. And then also, and this is also why, too, I said people need to put themselves in other people's shoes. Yeah, you need to live life, but part of that living life is understanding this person over here.
And understand this person.
Like, right.
We all have our struggles. We all have our successes. We all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses.
Exactly.
Like, I get it. I always laugh. I'm like, yeah, you don't think I would have wished for a better talent in life? If I got to go to the genie or the God or whoever it is, oh, you can eat a lot of food. Boom. Like, no. Can I be like super smart? Can I like solve Alzheimer's? Can you give me that gift? You can eat a lot of food.
You can eat a lot of food. Great. But this is what I'm saying though, is you have people who make choices just based off of their own personal need.
Yeah.
So for example, and this is an easy example that a lot of people more or less will understand and will get the point of, and hopefully they'll see it in other avenues, is you look at a wealthy person, right? The reason why they would have voted for a certain person is because they said, oh, I'm going to give you tax cuts.
100%.
Well, that's all I needed.
It's not a reason to vote for somebody.
It's not a reason to vote for somebody. And at the end of the day, when you looked at it, like, for example, the main thing, like I said, like, I didn't vote for Joe or Trump, but I will use Trump on this one example here. He talked big about lowering taxes. But when you really did the math on it, the lower class only saved $16 that year. So who really profited? Who really actually saved? It was the wealthy. And guess what? 5 years later, that tax actually had to get paid back, and it went on to the lower class.
Yeah.
So he didn't help nobody but the wealthy. So it's like you voted for this man because you thought you was going to get a tax cut. And it's just like Joe Biden, right? He's preaching out, yo, I say I forgive your student loans. Bro, then do it.
Yeah.
Why do people have to apply? Just fucking wipe it.
Wave the wine.
Just wave the goddamn wand. All you gotta do is say, hey, what's the student loans people's names? Student loan forgiveness people or whatever. FAFSA.
Whatever, yeah.
Go ahead and write 0 on everybody's name.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
What is it? The only interest you can't declare against on your IRS is student loans, right? They
Right.
always get that money. You can't declare bankruptcy
You
on
can't.
students.
But it's sad because in the Constitution you can. In the Constitution it says it.
I saw this too the other day. It was like the couple days before 9/11 they lost a bunch of money, right, or something like that.
$2 billion.
and
No,
then-
$2 trillion.
And then it was, we lost the money we gave to Ukraine, but if you and I can't answer for $500 that is not in our taxes, we're going to fucking jail. Like
We're
it's
going
like,
to jail.
It's like, how does this fucking work? Like,
And that's funny because I personally believe the Bush was behind that 9/11. And on top of it, if you know history and you know dictators, if you listen to why every war was started, they use immigration as a talking point.
I mean, if you look at every war we've ever been in, it's like the most our economy's ever been up. Like, we make more money when we go to war. And I was like doing the math.
Well-
it's like, you gotta get uniforms, you gotta get guns, you gotta get gas. Like, you have to get all this shit to go to war.
Well, that depends on where you think the money's going and how it's being made.
Yeah.
But you're right. We are making a lot of money. The country
Yes.
is making a lot of money off of selling of weaponry. The United States is the #1 country in selling of weaponry. So yeah, if we go to war or if we helping out Ukraine, we're going to get money for it. Sad part of that is, though, is we're a war machine that's actually invading everybody else doing the wrong. And because of that, that money ain't actually going to the people.
So do you feel like we're the problem?
I do feel like we're the problem in a sense.
In the past 2 years, I've kind of had that paradigm shift. Of
Well, I
like,
mean, think about it.
we're the problem. Like, cause like I don't know if you watched any of Tucker Carlson stuff. I only wanted to see what Russia was like. I just wanted to see how they
Have you
were.
actually seen what Russia looks like?
They showed that grocery store. I was like,
It was beautiful, right?
they showed that Subway. I was like, get the fuck
With
out.
the cart with the coin, and they give you.
I was like, we're just led to lead this image that they're gonna be
So-
all homeless, like over
so-
here on a box, like panhandling.
So you're referring to the Tucker Carlson conversation,
Yeah.
the interview,
Yeah.
and yo, again, I lean Democrat. I will say I'm a socialist. Again, I believe in helping people. Like my guy Jordan. Yo, Jordan doesn't pay me a dime, but yo, I believe in Jordan, yo.
Yeah.
I believe in that guy.
Yeah.
He's a good friend.
Yeah.
And I tell him every time too, bro, let me pay for the cookies.
100%.
Let me pay for the cookies. I don't need the discount,
100%.
but he insists.
100%.
But this is the thing though. I agreed with Tucker Carlson doing that interview.
You gotta get someone else's perspective.
You have to, bro. You have to. On top of that, when he did that interview, there was something. Yo, Tucker Carlson didn't even realize he was being insulted by Putin. Putin told him, "You wanted to be a CIA agent."
Did you?
And they told you no.
I could not believe the amount of homework that actually Putin did for that. I
Bro,
was actually very impressed. I don't mean it
mother-
like to that, but I was like, holy shit! Like, this guy.
That motherfucker's smart. He's a dictator, but he's smart.
I was like, why did he? My first question was, why did he accept this interview, right? And then he got there, and I'm like, oh, he knew exactly what he was doing. It was like, you ever watch The Sandlot as a kid, the baseball movie?
Yeah, my
No.
cousin is Brandon Adams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I was always, I watched it the other night, and I was like laughing because they're like, oh, Squints knows exactly what he's doing. I was like, why is Putin doing this? Oh, he knows exactly
He
what
knows
he's
exactly
doing.
what he's
And
doing.
then like Tucker's like, oh man, look at this Subway. I'm like, man, this is a lot better than the Subway when I go to New York. I'm like, holy shit. I mean,
Russia is not a third world country. There's a lot of
I'm sure
countries.
there's bad places, just like here. There's
just
bad
like here.
places.
There's
But I was
bad
like,
places.
I'm like, holy shit, this isn't as bad. I pictured like
So-
everyone there like beating the shit out of each other and like stealing cheese and running off. I'm like,
The Russian mafia's running everything.
100%, right?
Just like they tell us about the Mexican cartel.
Yeah.
Yo,
I was like, what
all
else
of
are we
that is a
getting lied
bullshit
to?
lie.
Yeah,
All of that
100%.
is a
It's like-
bullshit lie, bro.
I was just shocked by that video. It was like,
I was
wow.
shocked, bro. And it wasn't even so much of everything they were saying. I was looking at all the surroundings. I was looking at the people walking, the clothes they had on, the shoes they had
They
on.
didn't look miserable.
They
I expected
did
them to
not
be
look
like,
miserable.
I expected them to be like, you know what I mean?
Right, like North Korea, right?
100%.
Right.
I mean, how bad was that? They were jumping in water, dying, but they're like, hey, it's better than fucking being here, right?
Yo.
Like,
With that being said, Putin also said, besides him insulting Tucker Carlson about his ambitions to be a CIA agent, and he got canned, and the CIA still was using him, and he not realizing it. But he also said this, which is true, and it dinged me, and it really hit me hard. And this is probably why. This might explain some things to you on the early conversations we had. He said the United States controls the media, and then I go, I kind of believe that because there's times where I feel like there's things that I've said that was just profound. And it should have impacted tons of people on social media. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't. And you look and you see no views. A week later, nobody's seen this shit. And I have a couple thousand friends. None of my friends saw this. Fuck out of here.
yeah.
And then when you look at it like the NSA, they had the NSA, then they had the Patriot Act. Like, come on, man. There might be a reason why you haven't became as a major influencer as you liked. Why? Because you didn't fit the United States narrative.
100%. Too fat.
Something, bro.
Right? No, it's like that, man.
I don't like his narrative. So,
100%.
you know what? I'm a shadow ban him.
I mean, it's a crazy world we live in, man.
And it's crazy and it's sad.
The older I get, and this is what I'll leave you with, 'cause I gotta get going.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more withdrawn I become. The more I just want to like move off the grid and just get away and just do my thing. Like I just want to be left alone.
Guess what it does for me?
What's it do for you? Once you get you fired up?
Makes me go on attack mode, bro.
Really?
I
don't know.
I chew out Democrats.
I go on the apathetic. I'm like, because I just like sometimes I go on that Twitter and I look at it and I'm like, you can't reach people anymore.
You can't, and you can't reach people in a certain way, but you can. So, you know how people always talk about the delivery?
Yeah.
Your delivery.
Like we talked about Wendy's, the delivery.
Right,
yes,
right.
100%.
You know what the delivery is?
What is it?
It's if you sit there and try and be nice, they don't give a shit.
You gotta be in their face.
Not so much in their face. You have to make them feel it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a good example before we do shut this down.
Yeah.
Because I lost a friend on this.
No shit. Wow.
No shit,
That's
bro.
impactful.
And he was a good friend of mine. But we do follow each other on TikTok still. He just recently followed me, and I followed him back. But still, we're not where we should be as friends. Because one thing, I'm not a gun advocate. He is.
Okay.
To each their own.
100%.
I'm not a person who say ban all guns. I'm not that person. Okay? First off, I'm just against guns in civilians' hands. Certain guns in civilian hands.
Yeah.
Okay? So the public ain't getting fucked over. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, when they did that Texas shooting, when it killed 19 kids.
Yeah, Uvalde.
Uvalde shooting. Yo, he said, and he's from Texas, he said, I don't give a shit whose child dies. I don't care whose family member dies. I'm keeping my guns. And I sat there and was like, wait a minute, bro. Did you just say you don't care whose children die, whose family members die, you're keeping your guns? I was like, okay, I take that as fuck your kids.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
Yeah.
So guess what I said in return?
Fuck your kids.
No, not in that manner, but I told him the truth. Because I know him, you know? I was like, dude, yeah, that's not going to work. While you're on your food truck making that brisket, your kid's at school with that with that mass shooter. You're going to be at the funeral services with us.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was pissed, yo. Pissed. Blocked me, banned me.
No
Whole
shit.
fucking nine, bro. You got to make them feel it.
Yeah.
If they don't, because there's too many people in this world who literally say this. If it don't affect me, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't have no sympathy. You don't have no compassion. You don't have no understanding because you don't put your feet in that person's shoes.
See, mine's not that. mine is just I don't feel like I can make the impact. So I'm like, I feel like a lot of people have like gone off the fucking deep end.
They have, but you can. Nobody's
I don't feel like they're
nobody's
unreachable.
lost though.
Okay.
And see,
So
I
that's
kind of.
where
I think you think people are lost.
100%.
I don't believe, and people have told me, yo, you're very optimistic.
Yeah.
Well,
You have to be, right?
well, it's not that you have to be. It's just that one, if I believe that you're lost, you believe we're lost, he believes we're lost. We all get the idea that we're all fucking lost. The day that we have to come together, we're not going to come together.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a very good
Because why?
point. We're lost.
You're lost. I don't have no faith in you. I don't believe in you. But bro, I work in surgery, and every
And I feel
day,
like that's how the government wins.
that is how they win. And I work in surgery, bro. And I put my faith in that doctor. I put my faith in that nurse. Man, you're going to do a good job today. Yeah. And there's times people come in that room and they're like, oh man, I got to work with this doctor. Man, we're going to have a great day today. You watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell them, you can't manifest the bad.
No.
And you don't want to, lose hope in people, because at the end of the day, that's
tough though, man.
it's tough. It's
tough.
Absolutely tough. But you know what though? I think once you find that voice, you'll see, that you can bring them back, that you think they're lost. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you have to make them feel it.
That.
You have to make them feel it.
That's a solid call. I appreciate it. Cause like literally, I told you, it's like, it's not that I don't care. Cause it gets confused sometimes. The people
No,
I
truly understand, bro.
And I'm like, it's not that I don't care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be educated. I wouldn't do the research. I wouldn't watch. Like I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm just like,
right. And I get there at points, where I'm like, yo, like,
is it worth fighting for?
Is it worth fighting for? At the end of the day, yeah, because one, I don't know if you have children.
Not yet.
See, I do. And now I'm like, yo.
You want a better world for them.
I want a better world for them, but not just for them. I want a better world for your children as well. Yeah. And so there's too many. And again, that's how the government gets you. One, make them struggle. Yeah. Give them as less money as possible so that they can sit there and be depressed. Yeah. Check the check. How am I going to pay this bill? And when they're depressed, they're real quick to try to point the blame at somebody else.
100%. And not look at the bigger picture.
And not look at the bigger picture. And at the end of the day, if they fucking just stop, yo. Stop believing in what you believe in as far as what this dude is running his mouth on. Stop thinking that this person over here is against you. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Just sit there and be like, you know what?
No one's against you.
No one's actually against you, except for that person over here who's feeding you that.
I think you
just
said
look
it,
in the
I
mirror.
think you said it best. Is that like no one's rooting for you except for those trolls because they're afraid of you reaching the person they like, and they're like, oh man, like I can't have that happen.
I can't have that happen.
I can't you knock that pedestal. Like you can't tell me so and so's wrong because that means everything I've lived my life off of for the past 5 years has been a fucking lie.
And they can't accept that, bro.
Yeah.
And I've come to my acceptance with Democrats. Like, yo, you motherfuckers are shit too.
Yeah.
Like I had to look in the mirror, bro, and that's one thing a lot
it's
of
like
people.
the opposite of an all-star game.
Right.
It's like an all-convict team. Like an all. I mean,
right,
that's
an
actually
all-convict team,
convict
bro.
Convict teams are actually probably pretty good, but like an all-trash team, like something like.
But you don't want that. You don't want that lead team.
Yeah.
That team leading you.
No.
But you're absolutely right. It's the opposite of an all-star game. It's an all-convict game.
You would think like our government would be basically an all-star game, right? Like I had a talk with a friend the other day, and this is what I'll leave you with. It was like. He's like, well, this, and this. I'm like, dude, if there was a perfect government, wouldn't you think every fucking country in the world would be modeling it? And of course, they'd probably keep a few things out just to keep the house edge, right? Like, I always try to keep the Vegas in it, right? Like, there'd be a house edge or two, but like, wouldn't we be establishing like this perfect government? Like, clearly in the history of the world, everyone's kind of figured out what works best for them, right?
Yeah.
And they've just kind of kept it until, I mean, Central America's had some hostile takeover, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no one's found this perfect fucking wheel that keeps it going,
No, they haven't. They haven't. But it's out there.
It is.
I do believe it's out there.
It's got to be.
It's just that there's a lot of greed. There's a lot of hatred towards another. And I don't, one thing I don't ever get is the racism thing. How can you hate a person because of their skin color? That or where they're from? That mind boggles me.
100%.
But guys, we gonna need to shut this down. We can bring you back on for more conversation if you're down. You know what I'm saying? Guys, before we do head out, I like to have my guests. How can they find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Vegas Heavy D. I'll be doing some sort of eating shenanigans most likely.
And just so y'all know, because there's a lot of people who can't spell just like me, that's VEGAS, heavy, HEAVYD.
D.
You know what I'm saying? Not DEE,
Correct. Just straight.
or not just HVY.
Just bring in the D.
Just bring in the D in the heavy.
That's right.
It's spelled just the way it is.
It's a failed porn career.
And that's on Instagram?
Instagram.
Are
and
you on
YouTube.
YouTube? Also on Instagram, YouTube. That's where you can reach him at. I would honestly say, guys, you have to watch some of his eating videos, especially the competitions and the challenges. The challenge one I checked out, I'm interested in seeing this bologna one, man.
Yeah, no.
I won't lie. Bologna's
Maybe
good when
maybe
it's
we'll
cooked.
come back and we'll do one after bologna, like a wrap up.
Oh yeah,
Get you
most
a-
definitely. I tell you what though, because with the program I got here, we could also have you do a live interview from out there.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can. That'd be awesome.
that would be great. So just before you go on, interview you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Then when you come off, interview you again.
Yeah,
A
that'd be fun.
2-segment episode or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Of course, it'd probably be, guys would probably have to do it, like I said, 2 segments, because he's going to have to hang up the phone and get into his competition.
100%.
Unless he has somebody with him who can, do whatever.
You don't want that. She's usually yelling and screaming. It's like on every video, she's yelling and screaming.
But that's all right, though. We do like some of that. So, people do like to see how the crowd is into it.
This is the first time it's ever been done, so it's always interesting to see what the first year is like.
There it is, guys. And so you guys make sure you check him out on IG and Facebook, not Facebook, I'm sorry, YouTube, Heavy D, Vegas Heavy D, sorry. Man, it was a great conversation.
Yeah, man,
I
great
really
conversation.
enjoyed
Thanks
it.
for
I
having me
really
come out.
enjoyed it.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Oh, of course. I love bringing you guys on here and also promoting what you guys do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like helping people. So whatever kind of
too,
gets you out there, getting any kind of exposure.
Oh, I appreciate it.
When you're happy, I'm happy. So I'm like, yo, he did it,
That
yo.
was the cool part about the cookie thing is we brought Jordan together. We had Dom DeMarco's there. Now Dom
Yep.
DeMarco's trying to bring Jordan there, support them. Like he picked up 2
Don
dozen
DeMarco. Oh,
Yeah, they picked up like 2 dozen cookies. Now they're bringing them back there. I'm extra sure I'm going.
guess who also picked up Jordan?
Who?
This other Ghost Kitchen,
Oh, interesting.
Loaded Las Vegas.
Interesting.
Yeah, they now all have Cookie Plug on their menu.
Oh,
So,
that's badass.
congrats on Jordan, bro. Congrats to the Cookie Plug. Again,
Yeah.
check them out, Sahara and Decatur. Again, check out my guy, Vegas Heavy D. Yo, we about to shut it down, man. It's a wrap. But y'all have a good one.
That was a fun one.
Bam, there we go, outro.
That was a fun one.